We're rolling.
All right. How do we used to start these? Or I guess that's how we'll start with that.
Hey guys, welcome back to Analog.
That's right. After almost 2.5 years, the Analogians are finally getting what they've been asking for.
Is that what we decided to call them way back when? I don't even remember.
I think we've used analoggers, analogians.
Log jammers.
Log jammers, that's right. That had a special time, yeah. But you know what? It's a new year, new era.
It's a few New Years. If you guys have forgotten, I am your Smash Summit 13 presented by Coinbase Mafia champion, Ipengu, and I'm joined by...
I would just like to add an asterisk after that champion because that Mafia game we just played, like how this is about to be, was a bit scuffed.
Sorry, who are you? You didn't say their name, so I feel like they don't know who you are.
My name is Rishi, rightful winner of Smash Summit 13 presented by Coinbase Mafia Round 2 game.
Wait a second. Even if Mikey had not made his admittedly horrendous fuck up, you guys were fucked. You were fucked.
You know, I was just thinking about that because she did check me.
Yeah.
Which is rough.
Because you went for Sora.
We went for Sora.
This makes no sense to you guys if you didn't watch this, but you were down to 1, and I was going to say Rien next. I swear on my fucking life. I was going to be like, I think you metagamed the shit out of Josh Man.
Yeah, so what happened is there were 2 Mafia left, me and Rien, and...
This is what they came here for. 2.5 years away, and they want the play-by-play.
Tell me this isn't what we were doing on Analog back in the day.
What we used to do.
Recounting Mafia games. Well, pointing is hard. Let's leave it at that. Pointing is hard.
That is what it came down to.
Yeah.
As Rishi said, this one's going to be a little scuffed. Our audio's probably peaked a few times by now.
Oh, I guess we should mention where we are.
Oh yeah, we're at the Summit.
Yeah, we're at Summit.
If you guys didn't notice.
Yeah.
By Axe playing in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at Summit, live. I mean, not live, but, you know, in person.
We're live right now to each other.
Exactly. And you might also notice that my trusty stick mics are here. And that's because we are going to interview people. We told people to come up if they want to talk, and then we'll just have them sit here and we'll talk to them for a little bit, send them on their merry way, et cetera, et cetera. But this is probably the most ambitious, aside from the, like, Nintendo Store launch episode we did.
Demo episode.
That one was crazy, where we couldn't move more than 4 feet apart because we were tethered by these mics.
Yeah, and it was what, like 6, 7 a.m.?
Yeah,
something crazy.
That was a crazy one.
Yeah.
This is probably the most ambitious analog we've done because we have 4 mics, which is the extent of what I am capable of recording.
Yep.
And there's a lot of crowd noise around us. And also, it's just been a while since we fucking did this.
Yeah.
So, sorry if we fucked something up, but that's also sort of was a trend for us back in the day.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, we're both here, you know, we're surrounded by Smash, and if we're gonna come back big. We know that people have been wanting to listen to Analog again. It's been hard with COVID and everything. I moved out of New York temporarily, you know, et cetera, but now we're here.
Now we're here. Yeah, so we talked to a few people and told them that after we did our little spiel, they could come by.
Yeah.
So hopefully they come by soon. If not, we'll flag them. As always, we are tethered by my lavalier mics, so it'll be hard for us to go get some. It's been 2.5 years and I haven't gotten wireless mics.
This is an interesting time because we're recording this right now on Thursday night, which means no tournament matches have yet been played for Summit.
Nope.
Tomorrow morning is when they start. Tomorrow is going to be 2 rounds of each pool, right? So 2 rounds of every pool. So definitely curious to hear what some of the players are thinking about their matchups. I don't know when we're gonna have this one go live, so maybe you guys will know what happened by then, but this is our chance to kind of get the insight onto what everyone's thinking.
Also just to catch up with people. I mean, if you guys have ever tried to talk to top players, right before competition is like the worst time to do it. Hey, there's Cody. Cody, you wanna hop on? You don't have to. We can get someone else. You can come later.
I'm debating if I could actually try jumping over this, and my answer is no, I won't.
Okay,
all right. Well, there
fair.
we go. Cody was going to attempt some gymnastics, but he thought better of it. Because like we said, competition hasn't started yet. He needs to watch Watch his health.
I also remembered the last 2 summits getting hurt, and I don't want to.
Yeah,
Did you?
True.
You'll just speak into that the entire time,
keep it
basically.
close.
Cool.
Yeah. What's up, Cody? You got hurt the last 2 summits?
No, sorry, Summit 11.
Oh, 2 summits ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I do remember that now.
And then H-Box also pile drived me when he was popping off about the cup stacking today.
Today?
That was an insane pop-off.
He tried to tackle the thing and I was like right behind us. He just tackled me into the chair.
Oh my god.
Talk to us about Smashers Island. Talk to us about
I hate my team.
your team.
They grind me so hard.
Are you still in?
No, they grind me.
Oh.
Were you the last
voted against
elimination?
me. H-Box voted against me when I actually tried to save him. And then none, just none. None didn't do anything and somehow was still in.
So who's left on your team?
Salt, H-Box, Dark Gen X, and none.
All right.
Who do you think's gonna win it?
Dark Gen X, the dude's
He might, right? He might.
mastermind.
He's got it all. He used that immunity idol, but it might have saved him. So
Yeah,
He cares more about Survivor than he does about melee singles.
yeah, no, that's also a wise decision for him.
Understandable, yeah.
I know that he was planning on literally the reason he asked when orientation happened. Dark Gen X asked, "Is the wobbling code on? You know, the one that actually lets them break out?" And the reason why is because he wanted to wobble Zain in pools and get DQ'd.
Yeah.
For the meme, which I think is the high EV play actually.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Just freeze glitch him.
Just pretty
True. You can still do that.
Yeah.
We should tell him that. He just went to go get hot pot.
yeah.
But,
I'll talk about like, dude, just freeze glitch him.
Yeah, no, I don't think the wobbling code is on, so I think you could do it.
oh, really? They said it was.
Oh, they did?
They
Yeah.
said it is on, I'm pretty sure.
Anyways.
Why?
Actually, no, there's no wobbling code. We're playing a vanilla melee.
Yeah, sorry, that's true. Actually, there's no
That's
codes
right.
at all.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, they came in and said, nope, we gotta play vanilla
You're
melee.
right,
So
you're right,
We never
yeah.
use any codes.
Nope, we don't.
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
Yeah.
It's just vanilla melee.
Yep.
Cody, now that you're out of Smashers Island,
Thank God.
yeah, that's basically, tell me why thank God. That's what I want to ask you.
Couldn't play all day. It was literally, like, all right, done with this event. It's like, cool, go stack cups. I'm like, really? All right,
Yeah.
done with stack cups. Okay, academic trivia. I'm like, really? Okay, time to play Bop It. What the hell's Bop It? I've never played that. I had not played Bop It before. I knew what it was, but
Yeah.
It gets you, man.
You guys had a marathon today. You pretty much went all day. Zain was the first one out, and I'm starting to wonder if it was strategic.
It was strategic on someone's part, not his.
Not his.
That was the
someone
Bach.
wants Zain to win.
That was the Bach and spiders.
Yeah.
Someone wanted
That was the luck of the Bach and
The
spiders.
spiders. Should we talk about the spiders?
We can talk about the spiders when we get one of the
That's
spiders
right,
on.
yeah.
The barking spiders.
That's why the Bach and spiders.
Yeah.
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 I'm making sure. Don't bastardize me.
yeah, I won't.
You're right.
How you feeling, man? You've gone sort of through a roller coaster.
Yeah, I've had a lot of personal stuff the past 2 months.
Yeah.
There's really nothing I could have done about it, but most sane people probably wouldn't have competed in those 2 months.
Yeah.
I am very clearly not sane, for better or for worse. So I did it anyways and paid pretty badly, actually. Got 9th place. So I
did.
feel pretty good. My gameplay's been really good so far. So
Good.
I'm really about that. It's like
Good.
Zain said, yeah, you were playing super hot. Everyone I've played was like, yeah, you're playing really, really well. I feel like I'm playing well, and
Dude, you fucked up Jake in one of the melee events we did get to see. You destroyed him.
Which event was that? Was that
The
a
crew
cruise?
battle to start off the day.
no, I feel hot this weekend. I feel
Nice.
really
Good.
Gameplay's been good. Controller feels good, which is a rarity. It's actually not that much of a rarity. Recently, after the Goom Wave was done, I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I haven't had a single controller.
Are you gooming and waving?
No.
You're not?
No.
You're on
I am
OEM?
Ooh.
All right,
I'm
interesting.
on an
Look
OEM
at that.
stock, and it's great.
Interesting.
I do have a fob built for when I get home.
You'll be fobbing and GCCing.
Yeah, fobbing and GCCing.
Yeah. Yeah, that whatever what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a sort of narrative about you that you perform better at invitationals than at open bracket tournaments. How do you feel about that? I mean, there's reason to back it up.
I don't
but-
think it's necessarily that true, honestly. It's like, you look at what happened beforehand, and Smash World Tour Invitational, I got second, which was kind of expected.
Yeah.
I won Riptide,
True.
Yeah.
and I did poorly at main stage, sure, but that was also a scheduling debacle. And then the other major I did poorly at was Pound, which also had a scheduling debacle. And when the schedule goes really bad as someone who takes time-sensitive medication and
Fair
plays
enough.
a Spacey, the one thing I will say about Spaceys is they're cracked. You win if you're playing well, it's just free.
Yeah.
But if you have to wait 12 hours to play,
Yeah.
and you have to play that entire time, you get pretty tired.
Yeah, makes sense.
Scheduling does become harder with these open brackets, whereas if
Yeah.
you're at an invitational, like you can kind of stay warm on your own schedule.
I just know when to play.
You know
Yeah.
exactly when you're going to play. You know,
Yeah.
it's all pretty much mapped out.
I really liked your tweet about your medication.
Yeah,
That was
funny.
Did you
that.
see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't
Yeah.
see, Cody was like, for everyone who's discounting me because of the Adderall, fuck you. I take Vyvanse. Adderall's weak shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, fuck you guys. Get my medication right. You're going to tell me I'm cheating. Tell me I'm cheating properly.
Exactly.
Get that right.
So what does your pool look like for tomorrow?
I play Frenzy and Blue tomorrow.
Frenzy and Blue tomorrow, and then your next day is Plop.
Yep.
That's right.
I feel pretty good. Like, I've been playing Sheik a bunch. I played with Jake a bunch. I feel a lot better versus Sheik.
Yeah.
Today's crew battle doesn't mean too much, but obviously I played really well with Sheik today.
Well, so possibly an all-spacey pool, too.
Yeah, Plop probably goes
You
Sheik.
think he'll go Sheik?
He'll probably go Sheik. He goes
Sheik and Fox and FD.
He goes Sheik against
Gotcha.
you, in particular, which is
He's gone
interesting.
back and forth. He's kind of
Yeah.
flip-flop.
Yeah, I've seen both.
I've struggled with Sheik recently, so my guess would be he would try to go Sheik today.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't mean to harp on the struggling versus Sheik thing, but I don't know if you saw the video I did about Jmook, about Jake and his run at Genesis. I compared him.
Completely ignored it.
Cool, good, great.
Probably for the best.
But
Unless you're
I was
not
pointing out-
Cody, then you should watch it.
I was pointing out that, like, in the past few years, you've been very, very good against Sheik, and then it's just recently with your loss to Jake and your loss at Function.
Function, Fruto got a win.
Yeah.
Not taking away from him. Awesome. Super happy for him.
Yeah.
Me personally, Function didn't count to me.
Okay.
There was just too much personal stuff, so it's like I'm not looking too much. I do
Fair.
think I got weaker versus Sheik. I don't think that's super indicative of anything going forward.
Yeah.
And then the Jake set. Jake honestly was the first Sheik that I played where I'm like, I have to respect you. And that's not something I'm really used to. And so that
True.
definitely caught me off guard, which is good on him. He made me respect him. Like, good shit. No Sheik has done that.
You know,
Literally ever.
I actually played him for the first time yesterday, and I kind of felt the same way. I was like, I'm not getting away with stuff against you. Like, normally when I play Sheiks, I'm like, okay, I can kind of pressure you, get you into making like panic options, and then I can scrap with you and win like that. It's like,
And that's one of your comfortable matchups,
yeah,
too.
and he just doesn't pick panic options.
Yeah.
He's actually playing the matchup.
So this is actually, this is the one little tidbit from the video that I'll say, which is that, so like normal inputs per minute thing that I was able to track through.
That I saw, yeah.
So normal inputs per minute like is around like 500-ish for spacey players, but even Plup is at like 550.
Yeah,
And then
he's at, like,
digital inputs
400.
per minute is like 150. He's at like 380. He's under LOD like getting camped out by HBox.
Yeah. Because he watches.
Yeah, he watches and he
The
just...
thing is, he's not slow.
No, and that's the
No.
other thing I showed. Yeah, he's not slow. He's just... He's
deliberate.
precise. He's deliberate. Exactly. That's the right word
He's
for
deliberate, and there's no wasted movement.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
And he's very, very, very. He watches. He's a good watcher.
Yeah.
He's very good at paying attention to the screen, which sounds obvious, but most people are really bad at watching the
That's
screen.
the Church of Drug Fox. Just look at the screen.
Well, while we're talking about Jmook watching, should we also watch Jmook?
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Oh, he is sleeping over
Yeah,
there.
watch him sleep.
I'm definitely gonna take a picture of him while he's napping.
I can't
Yeah.
get up to. Oh my God! We summoned him. This is so boring for you guys because you can't see,
can't
but
see
he
it.
did just get up.
As we looked at him.
Yeah, as we looked at
I don't
him.
know. There's no way he heard me. I like have a mask.
There's
on.
no
He also
way.
has headphones in.
No, that's
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah.
There's what was it? A year ago? 2 years ago? I think it was 2 summons ago. Summon 11. You know how the hotel has like a side entrance you can go in, and there's a laundry room right there.
Sure.
No, but okay.
So there's a side entrance that you can go in, and there's a laundry room right there. I forget who I was logging back with. It was either Zain or Agro. I can't remember which one. But I walk in. It just reminded me of that. And I walk through that door, and in the laundry room, it's just one person. It's just Whiskey sitting there doing his laundry. Okay?
Oh.
He was doing his laundry.
Yeah. But I'm like, okay, that's not that weird. And as I'm walking by, he runs out the door. He's like, that's so weird, dude. I was just thinking about you like 5 minutes ago. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
He summoned you.
Oh my God.
This guy's in my head. I'm losing. There's no way.
That's actually smart that he was doing his laundry. I bet you what he was doing was washing his jersey. Because a lot of these players who wear their jerseys have to wear it every day.
That's a good point.
Unless your team gives you more than one.
That's true.
That's the real strat, yeah.
I have 3 of them for that reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember he came out and said that. I was like,
That's crazy.
I'm losing. I don't play this guy in bracket. I played him in ESD game 5, but we'll ignore that.
Okay, well you summoned the SD,
Yeah,
so
I summoned the SD.
there you go.
I think I told Jake that, and he pointed out to me, he was like, yeah, he was probably thinking about like your matches together and like how to beat you. I was like, oh, that makes it way less
Yeah,
weird.
that actually makes it a
Probably.
little less creepy.
He wasn't
like,
just doing
that-
his
that-
laundry thinking about Cody.
Yeah. I was like, what? But the way he said it, like that's what it sounded like. But when Jake said it, I was like, oh, he was definitely just thinking about our matches.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't know why when you summoned Jake, it just reminded me of that.
It is the same.
Interaction.
That was weird.
It did definitely look like he was about to stare right at us for a second, so
You're both, there's no way he did.
yeah.
There's zero chance.
So Cody, you said you've been dealing with a lot of personal shit. I know you said that you're going to take a break after this as well. You think you're gonna hold to that because you said that a few
I have no
times as well,
option.
huh?
I have no option. It's like I don't have a choice.
Cool.
Even here, I'm getting. Let me see. Every one of these calls is related to a personal issue. And even today, when I told him to stop calling, it's been over 10.
Yeah.
That's rough.
And it's just, I have no choice.
Yeah.
I can't do it. So once the stuff gets sorted out, it's nothing. I didn't do anything. It's just stuff happened to my family. And
Sure, yeah.
unfortunately, I'm the one that got stuck with taking care of it.
Sure.
I just don't have the ability to like go out and do this on my own right now, or compete while doing this. So I just have to take a break afterwards.
Yeah.
Probably start up again around Gommel, double down.
Okay.
Gotcha.
It might be nice though. It'll be like 3 months. I get to really rework my gameplay. There are things that I want to really get better at.
For sure.
So I think it'll be worthwhile.
Good.
What do you want to get better at without saying too much?
I don't mind. So one, I want to
Hold the mic a little
I
closer.
want to get better again out of shield. My grounded out of shield game is not as good as it used to be. I'm bad wave shines, and so I want to make it cleaner and also find better implementation for it.
Like wave shine out of shield?
Yeah.
Okay.
My tech chasing is not where it needs to be. I read way too much. So I'm going, now that I have a fob, I might just learn dash back out of crouch. Because if it's consistent, I don't have to worry about controller degradation. I'm like, okay, this is just an easy thing I can learn. That
I have heard that that's one of the things that they actually are worse at compared to Goom Waves.
that's fine as long as it's consistent.
The Goom Waves
Fair.
are kind of weird though, because I tried turning the dash back out of crouch code on and I couldn't do it anymore on
There's a lot
one
of
side.
weird stuff with them, I
Yeah. I mean, I could do it fine when the code's off, so I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't think it should be easy, by the way. I don't like that they're trying to make. I don't like that 1.03 is trying to make it easy because I don't think it should be.
The two-frame thing.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
dash back out of crouch should be free. I think that's kind of a bad balance.
It's an interesting thing because
Yeah.
it's a corner case, right? Where it's like the reason why people want to fix it right now is because any one-frame input is inherently inconsistent because of pulling
drift.
pulling drift. But if you fix pulling drift and then also make it a two-frame window, then you've fixed it twice, basically,
Twice.
right?
I think if that point was way too easy.
Do you think
Yeah.
you just need pulling drift?
I don't know.
fix?
I don't honestly. I don't have an opinion about it. It's not something I've thought about a lot. I would lean towards just fix pulling
I
drift.
think I need
but-
to look into this more because I feel like on all my controllers, I can execute it consistently.
Yeah.
Dashing out of crouch.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't want them to make that too easy. I think that's like pushes the game in a way more tech chasing oriented, which could be good, could be bad. But I think I think at that point it's almost like a bounce shift than an actual like
Well,
trying to fix things in the game.
Yeah,
One of the things is like a lot of these changes are meant to put controllers on the same playing field as boxes,
Yeah.
which
But-
is not necessarily like the right way to go about it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's kind of my point.
It's like, should we be buffing controllers? I don't know. I don't know.
My status quo, and again, I'm not going to disagree with anyone who says otherwise, is that you should probably balance the game around the tool that we've used for 16 years.
I agree with you that the only thing I want is just consistency. Like, I don't want, if you have notches, I don't want them to degrade in a way that's annoying. I don't want Pode to degrade.
Same.
If you can dash at a crouch, but it's a little bit difficult to do, it should just always be that difficulty
Exactly.
to do.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's exactly
So
how I feel.
I'm on the same page as
You
you with
balance
that.
it around the controller, just make it consistent.
Yeah.
Consistency is great, and
What's up, Ted?
Hop in.
You want to hop in?
I love consistency.
Get on the
I'm
other
gonna
side.
listen. I'm gonna run to the bathroom and then I'm gonna join you guys.
All
Yeah,
right,
come through. Yeah, consistency is good. I agree with Toph.
What do you think about 1.0?
1.0 dash.
Yeah.
Hard. It's like 1.0 on an analog is still going to be different than 1.0 on a digital, and so I don't really have enough of a thought-out opinion to give a answer that I don't think it's just like needs battery nonsense.
I think every controller should hit the same value,
That I agree with.
whether it's 1.0 or 0.9875. I feel like it's fine to do 1.0 personally. What you're saying about analog versus digital 1.0, I think the difference there is travel time,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I think digital controllers probably need travel time
Yes. That's
as a nerf.
That's where I'm leaning towards, but I also again don't know enough, and I don't want to talk people coming at my throat for this.
Whatever, yeah.
But my personal opinion, 1.0 yes, and then some kind of travel time nerf for boss.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at, and then everything else
Yeah.
is like I don't care.
We might get Rien to hop on at some point, and
Yeah, I
she's
saw her
actually,
around.
she actually, I thought she was sitting right there a second ago.
She
but
was, but-
she has I think she has a prototype of a box type controller that has like digital buttons, but they're analog buttons.
Oh, with a press.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
with
that's
like
interesting.
partial press.
Oh, that's
I think you can either do that on the
Cool.
hardware side, where it's like you're pressing it down a certain amount,
Oh,
Yeah.
she was working on that earlier. That's right. Yeah.
or you do or you do it software side, where there's like a code that does it. But I kind of like the physical,
no hardware feels more
Right?
kosher to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
rather than like between 0 and 30 frames or 0 and 30
Then you get into the really
milliseconds.
weird thing where you have to decide what the acceleration curve
Exactly.
looks as you depress it, which is like then that is strange to me.
Less software mods are better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The less software mods, in my opinion, the better.
Yeah, I agree
fair
with
enough.
that.
Fair enough.
Hardware was much easier to regulate, it's much easier to maintain, and it's a lot more straightforward.
Yeah. These controllers, man, they're a headache sometimes. And you're actually using Z-Jump now.
Yep.
Right? Z-Jump with a mouse click.
Yep.
And that makes your life a little bit more difficult and easier in some ways. Difficult because if your controller breaks,
It's a little hard to get it replaced.
yeah,
That's why I always need to have backups.
exactly.
Shout outs to Levi, Evil Labs controller, right?
Yeah, he's the one who did it.
For doing the mouse
I
click.
think he's the one who figured it out.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, when I go back, I'm just going to do FOB, and FOB can remap.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing too once I get my fob. Just the remapping on that.
I'm so happy. I remember like last year, I was like, yeah, I'm just using Z-Jump, and I didn't even give it a second thought. I'm like, this just looks broken. I'm doing it.
I've been thinking about trying it out.
It's so good.
So,
yeah,
yeah,
I
so
can imagine.
actually-
But you got it. You have to have a click for it, right?
Yeah, do not use
At
it.
least tack and
Yeah.
probably mouse click.
And Tactile Z feels too hard to press to me, so I think mouse click's probably the way to go.
I think Levi can change the level of tactile Z
Gotcha.
because he uses keyboard switches for it.
The keyboard switch triggers do feel nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lod has that on his R, though he's not using an Evil controller now because he had 4 of them that were all messed up. So he's using a Rien controller now, which doesn't have the keyboard switch, but it does have the mouse click Z with Z
Oh,
jump.
is that why you made the tweet about who can switch like X and Y, which is like the
Yeah,
funniest looking tweet ever?
I had to clarify. I'm like, this is not a joke.
Yeah, I looked at it. I'm like, oh, this is a Rishi joke. It's like, haha, Rishi.
The
All
Ri-
one of his jokes.
I did tweet a couple weeks ago. I was like, can someone make me a dolphin build that switches X and start? And some people thought that was serious.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you need start jump for? I was like, I don't need to jump with start. It was a joke. But no, yeah, he swapped Y and Z instead of X and Z. But actually, Y and Z is what I want to try. So I'm
use that.
going to try using that controller and see how it
Yeah.
feels. At least just to test it out before I get my fob.
And it might actually be easy for you to switch because you use tap jump a lot.
Yeah.
And so you can just replace the tap jump with the Z.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, what I use tap jump for now is like some short hops and pretty much all my double jumps.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna switch the double jumps and stuff to Z. I'm already using a lot of X for wave dash and for short hops, but yeah.
Do you have any just hard press digital triggers?
Yes. I love
Yeah.
triggers, just hard press.
Everyone
Okay.
needs one at least.
I know.
Power
I'm.
shielding is too important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I mean, there's the
Plus
ADT,
ADT,
but
yeah.
there's some people who feel like ADT is good because it actually increases your power shield. But anyways, I disagree. I hate ADT, but I need to relearn parts of it myself because I tried with a little bit, but the problem is I L cancel with L, and so then you miss text, if you do it with the hard press,
Yep.
and so I need to reteach myself to probably L cancel
there's
with
a benefit to
R.
hard pressing. I just don't remember what it was.
Well, the benefit to hard pressing is that you get the automatic. So a lot of the time you're fast falling, right?
Yeah.
So you get the automatic ASDI down tech for something that would hit you if you whiff.
Right.
Because if you get it within the frame window, then you've already input the tech option.
Yeah.
And I notice it a lot. I'll whiff a down air and Fox running shines me and I immediately tech it, right? And
Yeah,
that feels really good. But the trade out of like getting hard tech trapped by stuff I don't mean to is so bad. It's so bad.
You would use light press when you're like consciously making a decision where it's like, I'm not going to get locked out of
Yeah, that's the actual
you gotta learn both.
optimal thing is you learn
both.
to light press when you
guess
don't
I
think
should
you're gonna
learn
get hit.
about
Yeah.
Now-
Taking 3 months off, I might as well try
Now
that.
Lod's triggers, he has one hard press hard shield, one hard press light shield only. Mm-hmm. So if you learn how to L cancel on both,
Yeah.
right, you get one or the other.
Yeah. I mean, you can also just if you always use light press for L cancel and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get hit, and manually input the tech after,
Yeah.
like that works too.
You can do that, yeah.
So
Now what about ZL cancel? Because
ZL cancel is good.
HBox says that's what he does, and I just imagine him playing mashing Z.
Yeah.
Because he uses Z for aerials and for L canceling
Yeah.
And then for grab.
and for grab, so he's just mashing.
Yeah, he does data grab.
Yeah, no,
and
he presses the Z button and then just mashes it while he's in the animation, probably.
Is that why he was? So last night when we were shooting our skit, he was like, "Watch this," and he just like mashed like Ludwig mashed Z. I was like, "Why do you need to do
Probably.
that?" That's probably what it's for.
I remember Apex got a controller once. He's like, yeah, the only thing I care about a controller is how good does a Z button feel. And I looked at him like, I hate you so much.
That is
Well, he's
insane thing to say.
he's a mouse clicker now. He's got a mouse click Z.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
that's why he
We're all
was. He
doomed.
was like, "Look at
We're
how
all
easy this
doomed.
is."
So fuck.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever? Do you guys use C-Stick for most of your aerials?
Yeah.
95% of it.
Yeah, same.
So same here. So I was watching, Mango did some cool pillar combo the other day, right? He uses down and A for
Yeah, I
all of
don't
his
know why.
down airs.
How?
That's bad.
And he was doing the perfect pillars with the mixed up fastfall timings and everything on FD.
He has the best drift.
Yeah. But he uses down. He like fucking quarter circles it. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. Weird.
That makes sense. Because I know PP used to do that too, but Mango Drift I think is better than PP's.
PP did eventually switch. I talked to him. I remember at MLG Anaheim, he was still using all A and the control stick, and then he eventually switched.
That way because you can't use a C stick on melee when you.
Yeah, when you do the single player mode. Yeah.
That's funny.
So weird. Does anyone know why that is? Like what the
C stick controls the camera.
Yeah.
In single player melee?
In single player.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
I don't know why they didn't just make the D-pad do that.
Because the GameCube D-pad is the fucking worst thing created.
Yeah, but who's using the camera in single player mode?
Yeah.
A lot of people would apparently.
I guess. Yeah. No, that's.
Developers did.
Yeah. They probably did.
Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
They had very different plans for what people were going to be making videos of. They didn't think it would be combo videos.
No.
They thought it was going to be sick adventure mode speedruns. Cinematic adventure mode speedruns.
There's that too.
I don't think we wound up where they thought we were going to go. Just a hunch.
They were imagining CSGO montages of like killing the herd of Yoshis in adventure mode.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're saying they didn't expect people
Rian,
getting...
do you want to hop on?
Yes.
You have the Goom Wave. I think I gave you the Goom for the mouse click, right?
You're saying they probably didn't expect to see people getting hit by Koopa Troopas and flying across the stage.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't plan for that.
So I didn't even know.
Here, come here. You guys can just have a conversation here as well. It's not a big deal. Oh wait, this is a little.
I'm probably going to head up in a second. I need to get.
Yeah, you can head over whenever.
Sounds good.
Thanks for talking to us, Cody.
Thanks for coming by.
Just hold the mic up. That'll be
got
it.
you.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I'll probably head on when you got her. I'm going to get some food.
Cool.
All right.
Bye,
Yeah.
Cody.
Thanks for
See ya.
joining.
Thank you guys.
Good luck
See ya.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
I'll take a look at it.
Thank you.
What's up?
Oh, nothing.
You're gonna have to hold the mic a little
Oh,
closer.
right.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, just fighting with Goom Waves. What else is new?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We were talking about you're making a controller, a box type controller that has travel time. Well, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, yeah, I am doing that. There's.
I was going to say whoops because I already talked about that.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Yeah, there's a series of like analog buttons that I found. Just like I think it was in the Smash Stick Discord. Someone was like showing a proof of concept for it.
Huh.
And they're just pressure sensitive like analog buttons.
That's sick.
Yeah, so I've got a prototype put together. I just need to like iron some kinks out in the software, and yeah, you'll eventually just be able to like half press down and full press left and like staircase wave dash and kind of like
Oh my God.
tilts with it and shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Just to
That's
like
cool.
answer that stupid digital system that should never have existed in the first place with something a little more suited to Melee's engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to have that like together at some point soon and like with a working prototype before I like move forward. I don't know if I'm gonna like produce it wide scale or if I'm just gonna like open it up and like try to contract the maker, like the arcade shop that's making them for like a whole shitload. I haven't decided a path forward yet. So
I think at least showing people that it's possible
Very important.
just basically opens your mind to like, oh, it is kind of weird that these digital controllers instantly go to 1.0.
It's gonna be such
Yeah,
an
it's-
interesting sell though, right? Because it's
I don't
like
think it's gonna be hard.
You don't think so?
No, so many people are so pissed off at boxes
Okay.
right now just because of like the analog to digital disparity.
Yeah.
And like I mean that's myself included. I've been talking about it for 5 years or something like that at this point, just like saying that this doesn't make sense in the context of the Melee engine.
Yeah.
But accessibility is really important. So like we need people to have these devices. I think that's so much more important.
Yeah.
To just like have people able to play the game than to like ban things for competitive integrity. But there's still something really important to be said about that. So,
Yeah.
We got all the time in the world to figure it out too, is
right.
the thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Melee's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
So.
that's something that we talk about a lot on the podcast is how like I think that 5 years ago or so there was this sense of like we gotta like get our hours in while we still have the
Right.
time,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really feels that way anymore.
No.
It kind of feels like we've laid out the foundation of like, wow, Melee's actually kind of sticking around.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. There's always been like fears, there's always those scares that like Melee's dying. I haven't heard that sentiment in like, years, literally.
Yeah, no one thinks
years.
so.
I
No one
actually
thinks that
remember
anymore.
right before COVID, there was an article that was published right after Genesis.
I remember this article.
Yeah, and it was like something about how Melee is dying, and it was like in the
Right.
Washington Post or
It was
whatever.
crazy.
And
Right.
Yeah.
I remember like trying to sort of tweet at the author and being like, these things don't seem right. Like, I don't know. That was its own whole own thing.
Yeah.
I actually want to back up for a second. So, for viewers who don't know, Rihanna's a controller modder.
Yeah. We should do that.
She was invited here to Summit to kind of be the on-site controller person.
Right.
How's that been so far?
It's been really fun. It's nice because I'm doing repairs and stuff like pro bono for players. I'm just like able to put down the business aspect of things completely and just focus on doing good work for the people who need it the most in a situation where it's absolutely most critical. Because there's people here who are literally playing at the top of the game, and they have been since the event was construed.
Yeah.
So being able to support those people and those devices is like really, really important to me, honestly. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. Like I wanted to get into the last Smash Summit and do this exact same thing.
Yeah.
Especially with how the landscape's changing for controllers, because now like the only people who know how to calibrate a Goomwave, calibrate a fob, and like work with all the rest of the OEM stuff, especially some of the modders that like have specialty mods and shit. There's probably 5 people on the planet that can do all that reliably.
Yeah.
And 2 of them are in Europe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 2 in Europe, 2 a little unsavory, and then me. Or whatever, like, I don't know.
You want to hop in? Take a mic. Hold the mic. We have Toph joining us on the podcast. We're talking about controllers.
Good. Top player. So I was playing friendly with a VIP.
Sure.
And I don't know, we're talking about controllers somehow. And he was like, yeah, I realize I know less about controllers than like 95% of people here. And I was like, oh, you would be surprised. Top players don't know anything about controllers.
Yeah.
It is insane. I had to teach Zain how to like open up his controller and reset his
Who do you think's been doing that for him for the last few years?
Oh God.
Yeah, you became a modder just out of necessity.
He has driven to my house or been driven to my house to drop off his controller.
No, we have lab mics. We have you can.
Yeah.
That's for you.
I love labs.
That's for you.
He's come to my house to drop off his controller so I can reset his potentiometers.
Multiple times.
What do
right?
you mean drop
Yeah.
off? You could just do it. And
Yeah. Well, I'm talking like this was in the thick of COVID, like social distance, But yeah.
He didn't know. He doesn't know the tech. It's funny too because he's someone who I think of as being quite competent at most things in life.
Yeah.
You remember when he first got good? It was like Zane's that guy who he learned card throwing in 6 months, and then he was
Yeah.
like, I'm done with this, and Melee's just the thing that kept him going.
the best
But
normie smasher, they call him.
fucking ordering a tri-wing and opening a controller is too much for him. He can't do that.
Lod's actually the same way. Lod cannot be trusted with a tri-wing.
Oh no,
Yeah.
doesn't bode well for the Smasher does surgery.
Well, controller, human body, different things, but yeah.
Is he actually a surgeon? I know he's a doctor.
He's about to start his surgeon training.
Oh, literally. Okay.
Yeah.
And I noticed he wasn't stacking those cups either. I don't know if that's a good sign that they didn't have him up. You'd think the team would want him.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Though I guess when you're going up, was it Justin who won? I heard he's good at cup stacking. Hungry Box won.
Popped off and rammed into the towers. It was a whole affair.
Okay.
Cody
yeah.
said he
Clearly I
almost
missed that.
suffered an injury from that pop-off.
How did you get into controller modding in the first place? Is
So
something I kind of wanted to
straight
ask.
up, I just got really sick of having dog shit controllers for myself because like I can
Preach.
feel when something is wrong, and I just started like going through controllers so much I got sick of using them all and like just burning through them, so I learned to repair them. And then like did my own notches for my fucking Zelda teleports and developed my notches from there, and then everything else is history. People just started asking me to do it more and more. So
How long has it been that you've been? Yeah, that's.
Same question.
I was buying Smash 4 whites out of the box for $30 in 2014, and I think once that supply ran out in like 2015, I started actually like modding them myself just because I had 10 broken controllers and no money, and I would like to have one working controller and no money. So
Sure.
It's been a while. Controller modding is an interesting thing in the Smash community because there's always people who do it, but it feels like there's a pretty consistent turnover in the people who do it. You know what I mean?
It's high stress.
Yeah, and you've been around for a while. Even Cardano, like, not as much anymore, and then Typo and plenty of people.
Typo was the first person I saw like at tournaments.
I think
I think Cardano was doing it sort of first, but
Yeah.
Typo
In
was
the US.
Yeah,
In the US.
The Typo notches. If you had notches, you knew it was Typo.
Right.
I actually think every top player needs to have a certain level of competency with their controllers.
a certain
Oh
level.
yeah, I
A
agree.
certain level, yeah, because like I kind of had that realization myself a few years back where it's like I'm kind of tired of needing to rely on modders because I have to either hunt them down or ship a controller, and like all of our modders are so saturated with work that my first COVID project was I could have learned how to notch my controller.
Sorry, I remember you hit me up
So
for that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We talked about it for a bit. So
Right.
I started notching my own controllers, and I used them for most of COVID. Was controllers that I like, soldered the snapback capacitors and all that good stuff. And I was like, I feel really good that at any time I can make myself my own backup controller.
That's so valuable.
Yeah.
That's I really appreciate that for myself too. Like that's why I never do.
Yeah.
Of course, I always play with the biggest piece of shit possible. Something about cobblers and shoes, but
it's hard now though because now everyone wants a Z-Jump controller. We were talking about this with Cody.
Dude, everyone.
We were talking yesterday, like, who's actually using the Z-Jump? I think there's 4 people at this tournament, which is Cody, Lod, Leffen, and Sora, are all using Z-Jump.
Wow.
That makes sense. Yeah. No,
And
big
compared to
names.
last summit, that's, what, double? It was only Cody and Leffen, and I'm
Is
sure
that
it's going
how
to grow.
Leffen does the chic stuff?
The instant up airs, off, down, throw.
Yeah, because the instant up air on Marth, that's the thing where like Spark is like, how the hell is he doing that?
Z-Jump.
It's Z-Jump.
Yeah.
I do the A thing. You know about the A thing? Up in A. So the idea is, I learned this from playing Falcon. You're running, right? And you input up, you input a short hop, and then you roll the stick to up during the jump squat frames. So you don't get a double jump. And then you can press A easily.
You know what I do is I tap jump with short hop and then use the C stick.
Tap jump with short hop.
Or short hop with tap jump. Yep.
Sure. And then I think
But you sacrifice some drift probably.
I think with Sheik it's a little bit harder probably because there's that one less frame of jump squat, which ends up mattering a lot.
What do you
It
mean?
matters a lot when it comes to
Because
inputs.
I can claw short hops with Marth, for example, pretty easily. And I really kind of can't claw short hops.
Oh, you
with
mean
Sheik.
in the difficulty of executing a short hop?
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, if you've been doing it forever, like for me, it's nothing. But
sense.
what's tricky is if you're not using a Smash logo controller and you have any vertical pod,
Oh yeah, it lingers and then you get the.
then you're like, there were lots of times where I'm like, why can't I short hop with Fox anymore? But now I just use only Smash Ultimate or logo controllers, and they never get that.
Let's go into. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no,
go
I
ahead.
was just gonna elaborate on that. It's fine.
I was gonna say for the listeners, for the podcast, for all the viewers, we should go in a circle and like one thing you think every listener should know about controllers.
Oh.
You know what I mean? That they probably don't know. Because probably like for a lot of people, they don't even know where to start or like how to get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're saying something they should know for their own benefit.
Exactly, for their own benefit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone, if you're using not a Goomwave or not a fob, if you're using an OEM controller, I think pretty much everyone would benefit from using a Smash 4 or Smash Ultimate controller because the reason people used to like JP White, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, the reason people used to love JP Whites and these other controllers is that they would develop POD so that you could dash back in vanilla melee.
Yeah.
But you don't need that anymore. The only application that I think you need for POD for right now is for certain, like the easy spacey ledge dash, and also it can eliminate your snapback, but you have capacitors for that, right?
It's important for tumble. It's important for drift.
For wiggling?
It's important
Drift
for
is the one I noticed.
Yeah, tumble and drift is huge. SDI is huge.
POD
There's,
helps your
there's-
drift?
Yes, because
Oh, yeah.
you see, you get a tilt input in there, and so you get like a different drift startup with a tilt input. Whereas if you have POD, you just have an instantaneous full input, and you get multiple full inputs.
For people talk about POD a lot, but since we're talking about the specifics of it, the way that POD operates usually is that it skips the first few frames. It doesn't, or it's not first few, but it skips the tilt registered input and goes straight to like a full input, which is why it's useful for when we wanted like dashbacks, like instant dashback, because you want a smash turn instead of a tilt turn.
Emulates a digital input.
Almost.
Almost, yeah.
What I'll say for people, because I think a lot of people, this is like the number one question I hear is like, what is POD? I think an easy way to visualize it, because this is back in the day before we had the phrase POD, before we even knew it was electrical in nature, we thought it was physical, and we thought it was like literally your controller just loosening up. We thought it was this. We thought what it was.
Oh yeah,
was
people wanted loose
when
sticks.
you got a controller,
Yeah.
it was very tight
Stiff.
and like there was recoil
stiff.
because it would
Yeah.
snap back
Yeah.
and literally physically snap and give you that input.
Yeah.
Well, which it does. And so, I think the way people can like visualize POD in a controller is it just feels more broken in. It feels like the stick when it snaps back in the center, it takes longer to snap back. It like kind of lingers in it. And so you don't get that snapback in it because it's going back to the center slower. We thought that was the spring getting literally worn in or something, which I think is maybe part of it.
Well, that's a
but-
different aspect of things that happen
Right.
in controllers,
But
right?
it turns out that it happens over time,
Yeah.
and it kind of yields similar results that you would expect, right? So I think for people that don't really know what it is, I think that's a handy way to visualize what the effects are.
I think the best way to visualize that, to just like add on to that point,
Yeah.
the way I like to describe POD is that Pod is nothing more and nothing less than a difference between the physical position of the stick and the electrical position of the stick. That's the only thing that it is. There's 5,000 different flavors of that, but at the end of the day, it's either too far ahead or too far behind of the stick's actual physical position.
Yeah. I guess we didn't say why Pod might be bad. It's bad because you can't pivot anymore.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah. And
it's bad because it causes unintended inputs.
Yeah,
that's
basically.
It is the most. If you don't have Pod, you're closer to a one-to-one relationship between the physical and the electrical.
Yeah.
Which nominally you would want, but there's things in this game that are inconsistent for various reasons. Yeah. And Pod is a shortcut to Pod is a shortcut to making them more consistent.
Right.
Back in the day, we thought, well, we didn't call it too much Pod, but what I consider too much Pod is when I try to do a short hop nair and I get a short hop fair, like an approaching nair, because that stick is still holding.
It still thinks you're holding forward.
Or, and you really, tell me how many times, we used to call it the suicide.
Side B off stage instead of laser.
When you would literally try to laser, you'd side B off stage. The suicide, because that kept happening to Zoo, I guess.
It's also the forward too.
And the forward, the forward B.
The forward B.
Literally the forward B. And it was funny. We in Washington, we called it, me and Sal called it, your controller is loose in the bad way. Then you got loose in the bad way. And then we started abbreviating it to LITBW, or Lit BW.
Oh, so that's where his tag came from.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Lit-wise?
LITBW.
Yeah.
LITBW.
The panda player, the fox guy. Cody.
LITBW, loose in the bad way.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And so we would say, oh, my controller's getting a little bit loose blade-wise. Sorry, lit blade-wise.
That's really funny.
God,
so we had this whole layer of, but that was basically too much Pod.
That's pretty much what it was like back in the day. Is it's like your controller starts bad, and then it's good for like a couple weeks,
and then it gets bad.
And then it's bad.
Yeah, that's how people
that's
thought
what
about
we
it.
deal with now with Goomwaves. We're back to square one.
Dude,
Goomwaves are good for a couple weeks.
Closed circle, dude.
It's
Don't
full
get me started on
circle.
that.
It's full circle.
I'm sure there's some people I'd piss off if I talked about this on camera. Honestly,
I feel weird saying a thing you should learn when Rianne's right here, but it's like, the thing I'd say is, people talk about capacitance a lot, which you usually get as a mod to fix snapback. Two things are, a lot back in the day, people would give it to you just unilaterally. And people usually talked about it with horizontal snapback for Falco lasers. That's like where people would usually talk about it. Oh, you're missing your turnaround lasers, or you're getting accidental turnaround lasers, et cetera, et cetera. Vertical snapback matters a lot. I think it fucks you up more if you play a different character more often.
You can like miss your fastballs.
Or you get accidental double jump. That's the one that actually kills you all the time. And the other thing about capacitance is that capacitance, the way it affects the controller and the level that you need changes with time on traditional OEM controllers.
Because Pod actually has an
effect.
Part of it that,
So you tone down your resistance.
So you should get, if you have an OEM controller, you should get a snapback module with multiple settings, like I have from Rianne. And
which is pretty much standard.
Really, I mean, like, you don't need to learn that much. You just are like, I think it needs a little less, and you'll be able to feel it and change it up yourself.
And
it's pretty easy.
When it snaps back, just turn it up a little more.
Yeah. Oh, and also the trick to test snapback, where you flick on the control speed on the CSS.
Oh yeah, that's classic.
Right.
That's still, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, we should elaborate on that.
So if you're on the CSS and you go to the edge of the screen,
with
right?
The
So let's say
with the hand.
Yeah. So let's say you want to check if you have horizontal snapback, right? So you move your token all the way to the left, and then you flick to the left. And
into the wall.
And if the controller stays, if the token stays where it is, if it only moves up and down because you didn't do a perfect flick, great, you don't have snapback. If it moves a little bit back into the center, you have a snapback problem.
Right, because that means you flick the stick left, you got a tiny little right input at the end.
Yeah.
So if it wiggles left and right, then you probably got a problem.
Yep.
Another way you can test that is pick Fox or Falco, and you just hold down Shine, facing left, and you just flick left, and if you ever turn around to the right, then that's also snapback.
That's crazy.
That's
That's such a ridiculous way to test that.
Yep, it's both the same range of values too, because they're both B reverses.
Yeah.
You can do that same cursor trick with up and down on the bottom, but you actually have a little more leeway because a double jump's a bit of a higher input than like a B turnaround.
Yeah.
I am recently starting to realize that sometimes I get accidental double jumps that I'm pretty sure are not vertical snapback, that I used to think were.
Just Goomwave things?
No. I think it happens to a lot of people actually.
Execution things.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's just an execution
Yep,
thing.
me too.
And see, this is the thing
That's the
where
tricky
like
part,
knowing the cool thing about knowing controllers is if you actually know what in a controller, you know when you fucked up versus when can we curse?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Because now I know, like, I need to clean up that input. Versus, like, you're like, well, I mean,
You used to not know.
Yeah.
It's a blessing and a curse, though.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, because then you get mad at yourself.
I've got the curse of knowledge for this shit, so I feel everything on these, like Princess and the P level of shit.
Yeah.
And then if I actually input something that I know for sure went in, and the controller just drops it on its head like an unwanted baby, like I get furious.
It's a
Like,
fucking,
straight up.
it's a fucking horseshoe curve of anger, right? Of like, I fucked up to the controller fucked up.
Yep.
And there's something blessed about living in the ignorant space where you don't know.
No,
Yeah.
that's the
Envious.
thing about tournament day is when you go to the tournament and you're in the tournament, you have to like completely.
you gotta be
start all
ignorant.
that out, and you're
gotta be
you're
ignorant.
aware, and if anything goes wrong, it's your fault, right?
Does that not explain a lot
that's
about
the
top
mentality
players?
you
I
gotta
can't
have.
do that. I cannot do that
It's
anymore.
really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Yeah. You have to tell yourself that like anything bad that's happening,
It's
like,
you. It's you.
is me.
Yeah.
Like until
Yeah.
this set is over, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna deal, or it's like it's at least the constraints that I'm dealing with.
Unless it's like
Right.
really obvious. If it's
Well, but-
really obvious, then it's like, okay, well, that's an L. You know?
But it's just, I mean, what you're saying too is like, if you did something and it fucked up and there's any repeatable reason for why it fucked up, you got to integrate that into your play and live with that and be like,
Yeah.
maybe I
Yeah.
don't
Super
do that
important.
as
and
much,
that's,
right?
that's
Which
part
is
of
hard,
that's
but-
part of
Yeah.
being a competitor
That's part
too.
of it.
Exactly.
I forget who I was talking to about this today, but some people, I think I was talking to Zain about it. Some people,
Which one?
the one who's not on this couch,
Motherfucker.
I think some people get too obsessed with their own peak play, and anything that detracts from that, they just obsess over that detail. It's like this thing happened, and that's all I'm going to talk about now. But like realistically, as a competitor, like you have to have a buffer zone where things that happen fall within your tolerance, and you just deal with it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to open your controller mid-game and fix it.
Best way to check, and this is a stat you could calculate for top players, is like what's their buffer zone, is just check their Twitters after tournaments.
True.
You can find out real
That
fast.
doesn't account for private Twitters though, Rishi.
Not
That's
many
true.
people really. I have a private Twitter. I just don't post on it enough.
Same, I don't use it.
Yeah, I should use it more.
I know some people who post on their private Twitters a decent amount.
Yeah.
I also don't use my private Twitter at all.
I made one.
Unhinged on my private Twitter.
Yeah. So we all have one and we all don't use it.
Let's all
I use
follow
it.
each other.
I use it. Yeah.
Rianne's mushroom posting.
I mushroom post all the time. That's it. That's it.
Well, I gotta say, Rianne, I think the players have already seen the fruits of you being here.
Yeah,
Even
in a
before,
big way.
like in the 2 days before the tournament has started, Lod only has a controller because you're here. He has 4 bunk controllers
wow.
that he cannot use
Wow.
because they all had mistakes in them. And, I think he's super lucky that you're here to do his controller. So.
And they're definitely not Z jumping, are they? His other.
Well, one is, but one of the ones that I had to like put together for him was from another modder, and it was Z jumping, but it was also a totally additional, different, unwanted remap as well.
It was Z shield and R jump.
It was Z
Whoa.
jump, R.
Wait, what?
R
Z,
was,
jump?
Z shield, R jump, X grab, right?
Oh, not R
no,
jump.
it was X shield, R grab, Z jump.
Okay.
So it was just an extra slot.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was a
Okay.
mess.
No one should do R jump, right? That sounds really bad.
No.
That
I kind of like it.
You kind of.
Well, I'm
Crazy.
No, I don't actually use it. I just kind of like it. It feels
Well,
good
if
to me.
you do Z
Give a
jump,
plug or something,
Well,
maybe.
yeah,
But,
okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
It would have to be a flat turner.
Yeah, exactly.
I've only
Yeah.
tried it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But then just use Z.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
Why not just do the other way
Just
around?
use Z.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Rianne, thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything else you want to say before we?
Yeah, I did want to swing around. Like, one thing that people should know about controllers that people really don't know, I hear this over and over and over again. If you throw a back air or a forward air and it comes out as a down air or an up air, that probably wasn't you. That's like the most infuriating controller
What is
error
that,
people
C-stick
don't know.
pose?
C-stick wrong aerial.
I remember Scar and Toph episodes. That was a recurring thing in Scar and Toph things where you would
Rianne just fixed it for me.
not get
awful.
the aerial you wanted on your C stick.
So, I thought it was bad in Melee, right? Because,
Yeah.
you know what's really funny? There's a Leffen versus Rich King set. The first time I think they ever played Apex, I think it was 2010 or 2012.
Okay.
This was before Leffen was like a god, right? Before it was a Leffen. But it was game 3, it was close. Each of them lost a game because they went for a last stock edge guard and got the wrong aerial.
That's
They
crazy.
traded games.
Wow.
It is insane. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
See, this is the kind of thing. Like,
It happened
people,
to both of them.
People don't talk about this too because, like, for so long the narrative was just, it's just you fucking up. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right. Or people wouldn't even notice, right?
Or they wouldn't even notice. But like now that people are becoming aware of these issues, it's like more and more and more of a glaring hole.
Actually, addendum to that, M2K was not saying it's just me fucking up. M2K was like, that was my controller. Back in the day, he was saying that since the first
With
days.
his duffel bag of controllers.
Now, you really notice it. I'll tell you around this. When you play Ultimate. I played Greninja for a little while as a counterpick character, and I was in a tournament set, and I went off stage for a forwarder that would have killed.
Yeah.
I might have just calm a forwarder.
Don't tell me you down aired.
And I got a downer.
Oh my
And if
god.
you get a downer as Greninja,
You die.
It's a dive kick. Yeah, it's a
into
dive
the
kick.
blast zone.
I also,
And I was like, oh, that's really bad.
that
Yeah.
game,
That's so much worse than like getting a downer.
that game also definitely has different windows for what inputs count as
It
what.
does.
Right.
Like
yeah.
I miss turnaround up B in that game so much. That's the one that
crazy one.
fucks me.
The horizontal dead zone for like turning around is tiny.
Yeah.
And so if you have snapback on your controller at all and you try to dash forward, you will get dash forward turnaround.
Yeah.
It is insane.
Yeah.
You want to know something else fun about controllers in Ultimate? If you are trying to do a turnaround down tilt or turnaround up tilt, and you go into your southwest or southeast or whatever, your diagonal,
Yeah.
you'll input the turnaround tilt, right?
Yeah.
Now let's say you do the same angle, but you're buffering your input. It turns into an F tilt on the same angle.
Forward?
Oh, yeah.
If you're trying to do a turnaround or forward, whatever.
Oh.
So whether
why?
or not you
the
get a-
buffer changes it
The buffer changes what the angle outputs.
because of how it reads.
This is why I don't do all controllers. Like, straight up.
That's weird stuff.
That's
with the buffer.
weird.
The buffer
Why
very
is
weird.
that?
I don't know. I discovered it when I made that 10-hit link combo.
Yeah.
Oh, the 10
Because you need to do a back air into
My-
a turnaround down
My
tilt.
best guess would be that it's like an input queuing thing in terms of like reading the reading axes, you know? As
I don't know.
I don't know. That's
Buffer
so
system's
weird.
really exploitable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
strange.
weird stuff.
Yeah, there were literally like techniques that like exploit the buffer system.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Attack
you know, melee
cancel.
players are wave cheaters.
Attack cancel, yeah.
Attack cancel's the big one.
Yeah.
Cool. Rian, thank you so much for coming on. It was
Absolutely.
good
Yeah,
talking to you. We'll see
appreciate
you
it.
around the rest of the weekend.
Fuck yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Bye.
pleasure.
See ya.
Should I stick around for a little bit?
You
or-
can stick around. Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
having people
Just rotating
fucking
in and out.
Yeah, I'll stick around for a bit and then dip.
amoeba, you know?
So Cody was on. I heard you guys talking about consistency. What's up with that? What's up with consistency?
With controllers, basically, we were talking. It was talking about like 1.0 versus 9.9875, and like travel time versus non-travel time, and they were just agreeing that the thing that they want out of controllers above all is
Just that they're the same
consistency.
across the
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you know. They don't necessarily need to be like buffed or nerfed, because I think a lot of what's happening right now is people want to buff controllers to match digital controllers.
I think we should.
whatever.
I'm down for 1.0.
That's how I feel too.
I'm down for 1.0 all everything, but I also think we should slightly widen the top left and the green one. So that,
Widen it?
So that when I go for the edge cancel thing, when I edge cancel Marth Downer when I spawn, I still get the edge cancel.
You can still get it on Dreamland, but you miss it on FOD.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
So I agree with you there. Though you know what I'm actually doing to hit that on 1.0 is I'm doing a progressive input.
You're nuts. But that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd probably do that.
And
yeah.
now you just hit it. So it's
Right.
okay.
Okay.
So 1.0 is good. We're good.
We're good.
We're good?
Yeah,
1.0?
sure. I'm fine with
I'm
it.
down.
Cool. All right, I think we've talked enough about controllers.
We talked a lot about controllers.
Well, there's nothing else. So
Yeah.
thanks, guys.
Thinking will tell you that controllers are all of everything forever.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
Dude, I love.
Little did he know.
Is this a messed up
How
thing
right
to
he
say?
was.
I'm just gonna say it because it's funny. Please nobody take this the wrong way. I think Meech King is a super sweetheart and he's hilarious. I was thinking about whether I should take my stuff home with me to the hotel tonight.
Yeah.
And I was like, my controller's over there in the corner on that table, and I was like, it's nice that I could probably just leave my controller here, you know, and
You
not have
could.
to worry about.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
This
scavenger.
seems nice.
Yeah, it's nice, right? It is nice.
Yeah.
You were there
He
for those
collects
days.
things.
Yeah, I've been around.
It's fine. I know it's not, you know, nefarious.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's easy to catch people now because everyone's controller looks sick.
Yeah, my controller.
Look at my
That's a
controller.
good
Get away
point.
with
Blinged
You
out.
can see the glimmer of my buttons from here.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
true.
god, we actually have similar looking controllers. I could probably steal your controller. Yeah, I will show you my controller. It's very similar.
Oh shit, I gotta keep watch.
Yeah,
I have a little Milotic inside my A button now.
That's sick. I
So
actually,
sick. I
Yeah.
have Koi Fish, which is similar to mine.
Yeah, I saw it
My
from
backup
Levi.
has a Gengar
I
in
think
the
it's
button.
probably same
That's
guy.
so cool.
John probably did
John.
it.
John. Yeah. Shout out to No Johns.
Crazy to be named. Your name is John, and then your brand is No Johns.
No Johns.
Or isn't it saying that you're like you shouldn't exist?
Yeah, it is.
Very nihilistic, self-aware,
Maybe just dead.
view.
Yeah, there is no self.
That's
Yeah,
why
there's no
he's a
self.
modder and not a player.
Yeah.
Because he's past it already, you know?
Oh, he's
Yeah.
ascended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
he knows what's up. Toph, how do you feel about the event? How do you feel about Smashers Island?
SmackDown's great. I love having there. Listen. First of all, we're so ahead of schedule today. This is the summit first.
I know.
Also, I had free time to do stuff today, which felt awesome.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I got to play friendlies, and I feel like I haven't gotten to like play friendlies at a summit, like really sit down and play friendlies at a summit in like several summits.
Yeah.
Usually, we're pretty busy, and like you would think, oh, you know what else it is? There's just more commentators. Usually there's 6 of us.
More
This
commentators.
time there are
Is it
7 official commentators.
7?
And Fendy.
There's also like 40 setups.
Dude, Fendy pulled a load today.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
on so much.
Yeah.
That guy's a professional.
The Defender.
Do you want
Dude,
to?
if my name was Fendy or Fendrick, I would make my tag the Defender.
The-
You know what I'm saying?
Did you walk in front? That's okay. That's a classic. What's up, Fendy?
if you're
What's up,
trying
Andy?
to hop on,
Hey, why
let
is
us
your
know.
tag the Defender? Can I call you that if I ever commentate your match?
No. We were talking
I'm
about
gonna
how.
call
Okay, don't let this get out.
Why is that bad? That's so sick sounding.
No.
Don't let this get out. But Fendy makes a return the same week that Kendrick announces his new album. That's
Oh.
sort of crazy. That's a little suspicious.
Crazy.
Isn't that tonight?
The
Good
album?
week for the Lamar family.
Yeah.
We collab
Endrick-
together. We were like making
Endrick
sure.
Lamar family.
Yeah.
We got to make sure that this is a
The
big week.
Edwards, if you will.
Yeah. But how's it going, y'all? Analog. First,
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
first show in a while.
We've just been talking about controllers, so we're looking for a topic change.
Yeah,
Okay.
no more controller talk.
Let's talk about
Let's talk about,
well, we started talking about Smashers
Controls,
Island. How's that been for you?
dude. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but I thought it went really well.
It's still going, right?
Yeah, so we whittled
Tell me
down
still
from
in.
16 to 8.
Okay.
All the competitions were like in various ways really entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, the cup stacking coming down to the literal last second was crazy. Plup going for 140
Dude.
and pop it,
That was crazy.
which was
He's such a gamer.
he's such a gamer. He's just got
As
it in
Hugo
his
would say, he's a
blood.
core gamer. It
Yeah.
said Hugo on screen as I said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Mandela
nuts.
effect. No, that other effect. What's that one called?
When you see the thing as soon as you talk about it, or I
You
forget.
start
But I
saying
know-
it bear.
Yeah.
Bears.
Bobby
Men-
would know
men
immediately.
talk.
We could ask Bobby and he would
Fair
immediately.
enough.
Yeah,
Maybe.
let's go with
I'll look it
that.
up. You guys talk.
What else was today? We had Fendy Says, which was funny.
Yes.
So you got everyone out on the first round.
Yeah.
except
So
got
what I
eight out of
did,
10,
what I
right?
did, is I said, okay, game starts, and I clap my hands. I say, all right, everybody against the wall, and 8 people go against the wall. The only 2 people that didn't were Lot and Dark Genix. And I was like, all right, all 8 of you are out.
I do
and,
know.
And everyone was like, oh my god, you didn't start the game. I was like, I very clearly started the game. And so like even Lefton was like, I didn't move. So we
He
pulled up
moved.
a
We got the
replay.
Yeah. I did
moved.
hear. I did hear some contention that the traditional way to start is by saying, "Person says the game starts now," but I still think you fucking got them.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
they
really
could
care.
they could
They
be
got
as
got-
mad.
as long as someone
they
knew
got
what he
They're
meant.
molding for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
and
they
like,
are molding.
Then Hungry Box in the next Smashers Council was like, well, you know, he said that's point. He was like, well, you should have said like Fendy says start the game. But I was like, well, then in that instance, like I never started the game. And it wouldn't have mattered because then like all your whining, complaining, like the first thing I said Fendy says was Fendy says touch your toes. The only 2 people that technically did, like we were splitting hairs at that point. It was really
Whatever,
stupid, right? It was
whatever.
like they got,
Yeah.
and
That's
they
all that
like the
matters.
ones that know that they got.
They
were
just
like,
felt
okay.
bad about getting got. Like,
Yeah,
that's
for
very
sure.
clear.
How did you get Dark Gen X out?
That was weird.
So I just did like a standard like Fendy says touch your knees, Fendy says touch your toes, touch your knees. Fendy says 1 hand on head, 1 hand on stomach. Fendy says 2 hands on stomach, and then he just
he just didn't do it. It was
Hater mine
so.
off.
Bader
AKA the
Meinhof.
frequency illusion.
Let's fucking
The
go.
frequency illusion Bader Meinhof.
You were close.
It was also, though, me summoning. We talked about
We
summoning
did
earlier.
talk about summoning earlier.
and
yeah.
there's some weird shit going on.
Oh, when you say something and then...
Yeah, we summoned Jmook from the dream world into this world
Yeah.
by mentioning his name. He immediately woke up.
We decided to stare at him for
Summoning
a second.
is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Cody was talking about how
I summoned-
Wizrobe summoned him one time.
Fendy. Because I was talking about how it was to actually be the defender.
did.
He appeared
And he
on
Well,
did.
I just heard you.
None of that.
I would
Don't
say from the
deny
point of view of the viewers.
the harmonic frequencies that have led us to this point.
That was a summoning.
okay.
In this case, it was the
Open
sound
your
frequencies.
third eye.
Okay.
Because back in the day when people were more superstitious, obviously we didn't know as much scientifically. People actually thought that was probably what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Oprah.
Anyway.
Back in the day, 2006. Yeah, I agree though.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Smashers Council was cool because every single event, it was either like exactly how you want it to be, super down to the wire,
Yeah.
or it was hilarious how scuffed they were at it. It was good either way.
The triathlon was so funny. Watching the team struggle to remember the name, or like, not even struggle, like they had a team of 5 people that just didn't know the capital of California was Sacramento.
That's so.
It
yeah,
took them-
was
it took them,
crazy.
like,
It-
3
They
minutes.
had a terrible squadron for that
They
question.
did have 2 international people.
And they won
2 East
that
Coasters.
event
Yeah.
because of the puzzle.
Because the puzzle, and then the other team was like, "Can you do it? Can you show it's even possible?" And I like went over there and did it in like 30 seconds. So it's like-
So Fendy and I test drove the puzzle yesterday, and I was pointing out this is how Fendy ended up. We got it. Is like they didn't figure this out till the end. You got to look at the wood grain because it's not shown which way each piece should go in, right? Like flipped. But
like
if you
you'll
look at the grain, then you
there'll be,
can
like,
tell the
birthmarks.
direction it's going
Yeah.
across.
I
so.
think I would figure that out.
I
Yeah,
feel like
I
I
think you would
would've
too.
gotten that too.
They did not figure it out. Like
Yeah.
until
Insane.
I think Fendy gave them a hint
I
about it.
basically had to
Yeah.
because they were like, "We finished it." I was like, "No, you didn't."
Yeah, they were just trying to put the same
Yeah.
piece in over and over again, and they just needed to flip it over.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun.
Vatican City was a pretty good answer.
That was a good answer. I mean, there were a few.
That was a
that was a really
crazy
good
one.
one.
I was looking at the
Very
list,
smart.
and that one is
What was the question?
name a country that borders Italy,
Yeah.
right?
That is a smart
Vatican
answer.
City's a great answer.
It's an
Yeah.
amazing
I'll have
answer.
to
Who
think
came
about
up with
Yeah.
I think it was Dark Gen X.
What are the other countries that border Italy?
that? France.
France?
Is Greece or no?
San Marino is technically one of them, I
San
think.
Marino is one of them. We had the list.
Yeah, I have it in my Discord somewhere.
France definitely is. Germany is not. But I'm thinking of the Alps.
Go!
Wow, we would not do well. We would need to come. We would need to pull Vatican City.
Clearly.
Every day.
You do
Worldle?
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 Maybe better at it.
Worldle is sick. Do you know
Yeah.
Worldle?
Worldle is the one that I do every day.
Well,
and I
one of
think
my
it
friends wants to get us to do Statal,
Dude,
and I was like, "Are you
got
kidding?"
That's
Frickin',
dumb.
I got a crazy one off rip. I got I got one of the stands off rip, like Kazakhstan.
One
or
of the
something.
Wow.
stands? Oh, I think I did that one too. Yeah.
And I got Jamaica second try. I went Cuba, 98% Jamaica, and I was like,
What was the exports
impressive.
for Jamaica? Or no,
Oh,
it's
no,
sorry,
That's
that's
different. That's
Tradle. My
That's
bad.
Tradle.
Yeah. There's just the
funniest
shape of the
one
country.
I did the funniest tradle was there was one day that there was a big block for water, and I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't get it, and then it was Fiji. Mother.
That's actually really funny.
That's super funny.
All right.
Yeah.
It was just a brand. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Italy, I see, just looking at Google Maps, I see France, I see
I see France, I see
Switzerland,
France.
yep, Liechtenstein, Austria,
Liechtenstein.
and Slovenia. Yeah, Switzerland
Wow,
makes sense because it's the Swiss Alps that like divides
Yeah,
Switzerland,
Italy and
Italy, and
Swiss,
France. All
So they
up,
would have
so.
probably guessed either that or France or Vatican City.
France is what I would have said immediately. Yeah. Oh, and I guess Monaco probably too, right? Or is Monaco inside France itself? I don't know.
I do know.
It's another one that's like inside.
teeny guy.
Yeah.
And Südtirol is the region between Italy and Austria.
I
Don't
didn't
ask
know
me why I
that. What is it?
Interesting.
What?
Südtirol. It's
I've never heard of that.
Südtirol. Sounds like you're saying Tootsie Roll.
It does, doesn't it?
Backwards.
No, I'll show you. It looks beautiful.
You planning a vacation?
There you go. South Tyrol municipality in Italy.
Wow.
Oh, Südtirol. I see.
South Tyrol. Maybe North Tyrol's in Austria, you know?
Interesting.
Looks gorgeous, okay? I mean, look at that. Look at that.
That does look
Oh
nice.
my god.
That does look really
The image
nice.
hasn't even fully finished loading, so it still doesn't look very crisp yet. Like the resolution hasn't fully kicked in. But
Yeah, but
You ever get those things on Facebook or on like just the clickbait things where it's like 18 frozen lakes you have to see. You see those things? I'm a sucker for the frozen lakes.
Oh my God.
I look at them and I'm like, damn, I want to go to that lake. That looks crazy.
You just slide on over to the mountain on the other side.
And they all have these insane like ice figures trapped under the water.
And there's always a mountain on the other side.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's always a mountain. And it's like a beautiful mountain.
Yeah.
I know, I know what you mean.
Simulation.
What do you think about frozen lakes?
I mean, I grew up in a state that borders 4 Great Lakes.
That's
True.
I love lakes.
True.
Do you think you could name the 5 Great Lakes right now?
Huron, Ontario, Erie, Michigan, Superior.
Yeah. That's
Look at you.
crazy.
You'd be really good at
So the
lakes.
easy way to remember that is Holmes, Homes. So it's a really great brewery in Ann Arbor, named specifically like after those 5 Great Lakes.
What's E?
Erie.
Erie.
Yeah, Erie.
That's the one that
It's the only one that doesn't border Michigan because
Yeah.
it's up in It's up in
New York
Pennsylvania.
too. It's the one
Yeah.
that borders New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it when you're driving up to Canada or taking the train up to Canada. I'm really excited for Smashers Island tomorrow for the trivia. The Melee Jeopardy things that you've gotten to do a few of them because of Golden Guardians.
Yeah.
Those have become a real highlight, I think, of the past few years of online
fun.
Melee.
They're very fun.
I will say that I play tested the one for Genesis
And you play tested Melee in Air.
Oh, I did. That's true. I did Jeopardy actually. We did it, and I
did.
threw it.
Yeah.
I threw it incredibly fucking
Oh, because
hard.
that was
Well, the answer was Melee.
yeah, because it was what was
What's the
Roy's first game.
The first
Melee,
game Roy was
yeah.
in. I knew as soon as they read my answer, I was like, I fucked up. But I did Melee and Air, and I became the first person to clear Melee and Air board. So that counts for something. I'll
Yeah.
hold that. Yeah.
Well, Fendi, this is your first summit, right?
This is my first summit.
No way.
Yeah.
First
that's
one ever.
crazy.
Splash.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. It's been really, really, really great. And to
Is it
have
kind of
like
what you expected?
that's a good question. I feel like a lot of it, yes. Like I expect a lot of just like hanging out, playing good Melee, eating some food, seeing the homies. And also like no, because I guess maybe. Like I was really busy today. I wasn't really expecting that.
You were abnormally busy though.
Yeah. But I got to do the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like a lot
Tomorrow-
of breaks at
tomorrow
least because
you'll-
all breaks because there's pools in the
Yeah,
middle.
because of pools.
Which is nice. But like it's the same thing. Like it's where like the Phillies are actually at the Dodgers this weekend. And so my best friend, my best man lives here, and he was like, "Do you want to go?" I was like, "I can't." Both tomorrow and on Saturday because like the last Smasher Council for both nights
Saturday
is at like
night, right?
7:45. I was like I know they like you guys had like 3 or 4 blocks each today. It'll be the same thing tomorrow, and I was like, man, like there's a lot. I can like feel my voice starting to get a little raspy.
That's going to be intense to be ongoing while
Yeah.
these matches are going. Does that mean that the last Smashers Council is after the Gauntlet stage?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Yep.
Because I think they want to make sure that like everybody kind of like is around because all 16 of them have to be there.
For the final one.
Oh,
Because the
I
way that
didn't
it
realize
works is that once we get to the final Smasher Council, there's 3 people left, and the 13 eliminated players are the ones that vote on a winner.
Really?
Who do you think is going to be?
That's a good question. So I think
I I have 2. You go. Sorry, I shouldn't ask an answer.
so. I think Lod gets there.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that. I think Sora gets there.
Those are my 2 picks.
Yeah.
Those are
How
my
do
2
you
picks.
even predict it though? Because anything can literally happen.
Well, for them, they
You
just
can
have so
vote
much
for anybody.
But they have so much goodwill. Like I could never bring myself to vote for Sora.
Wow, I would vote for both of them.
Well, it's crazy. They have like in that last Smasher Council before they broke into individuals.
Yeah.
They were talking like J Mook was like, I had a really bad performance and like I totally like understand and accept if you guys vote me out, blah blah blah. And then there was 4 votes for Leffen.
Yeah.
I was like, where the fuck did that come
You
from?
know where that came from?
You know, there's a place that came from.
It came from the web.
Yeah, it came from the web.
Do you even feel
Blocking
like
spiders.
the performance of the players in the games is really affecting where the votes are going?
It made a little bit of a difference at the beginning.
Frenzy and Blue definitely got.
They got fucked up in
That one
doubles
was
and they got
that one
voted
was a
out.
really weird, complex Smashers Council with some stuff going on behind the scenes
And
too.
Yeah.
Some immunity stuff in play, I think.
And
But,
I also think that it made a difference not post, but pre-Bop It. Because once Hungrybox was like, I'm a Bop It god, and they found out that the highest score would be safe.
Yeah.
They all voted for him because they were like, "You're gonna win the next one."
And then he immunity them.
He actually had a really clutch immunity where he nullified 3 votes for him. He would have been sent home.
How did he? How are the so I know that there have been some immunity idols found. How have the ones that have been found? Like, what was the story?
I know the behind the scenes. I don't know if they've heard this on stream, but this episode will come out later, so I won't spoil anything. Yeah. I think there's 3 immunity idols in play.
That is correct. There are 3.
I don't think there's ever going to be any
just
more.
3.
Yeah. So the first one that was used by Dark Gen X is because they gave it to Eric Lee, Violence.
So he played a friendly.
And it was the first person to play friendlies. Asked to play friendlies because Violence was saying at the last summit, no one asked to play friendlies with him.
I knew that one would go to Dark Gen X.
That's really funny.
I knew nobody else would ask Eric Lee for a friendly, and I knew Dark Gen X somehow would.
Well, he's a Samus lover. He loves Samus. He used to be a Samus main.
I think he's down for whatever.
Yep, 100%.
He plays fucking Robot.
That's how he got. That's how he got him. And then the other 2 were both
Given
the first
to the
people eliminated.
He had a choice of who to give it to. So Mech was the first eliminated, and he gave his to Hungry Box.
And then the other one
is still out there.
Very quietly was given to Zain after he was eliminated, and he chose to give it to someone from his home region.
Who's still alive.
Who's still alive. Which is also a good reason why that person, who has built up a lot of goodwill, I think will. By the time they watch this will all be decided. But, it's fun to hear what we're saying. So, yeah.
And also, I'm really excited for if, which is a pretty strong possibility, Lod gets to, can you smash or perform surgery?
Yeah,
he'll be the odds-on favorite.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Fendy, you were saying that you think, first summit, but you were also saying, you got real life stuff going on. This might be your last big tournament for
probably
foreseeable
for a while.
Future, and that you're sort of winding down on tournaments in general, even as we start to wind back up.
Yeah, so I was honestly pretty surprised to get asked to come here. I'm really, really grateful that they did. But I was like, my last tournament in person that I went to was Genesis 7 in 2020. So it's been 2.5 years since I played LAN Melee. It's 2.5 years since I've seen everybody, basically. And so I was like, this is going to be fun. And I had to do a pretty hard sell to Natasha, my fiance, about even going. And, thankfully it worked out. And then so in the middle of talking about going to Summit, I started interviewing for a position at Coinbase, the title sponsor here at Smash Summit 13.
And they said you should go.
Well, it came up in my interview process once that I commentated Super Smash Brothers because I love talking about it in interviews because everyone's like, oh, that's such a cool and unique thing, right? So it kind of worked out. And so now I'm starting a new job in June, and we moved into a new place. We bought a house in April, and we're getting married in August. So
you're killing it.
A lot of big things. And so my wedding date is the same date as SmashCon. So I will
You're
not be at
married
SmashCon. No.
Dude,
That's right.
that's real love.
August
Who's
13th.
performing the ceremony? Husband and wife.
That's so fitting.
Yeah.
And in your home region. Well, their home region.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then, I'll probably do Big House just because it's an excuse to go home. But then I'm guessing it'll be maybe 1 or 2 tournaments a year. If that. We'll see. Because at some point a kid is going to pop 2 in the next couple of years. Well, I know Bobby does it. I just but I don't know, man. I feel like at some
Probably
point...
the first couple years are tough.
Yeah.
Right? And then probably, as the kid gets older and you can, reason with him or her as a human being,
Yeah.
then it's fine.
You're just lecturing your baby in the crib.
I know you're turning 3, but I'm sorry. Coinbase needs me.
The nice thing about the Coinbase job is it is remote forever. So I could hypothetically do work at a Smash tournament. I would hate to do that.
I hate doing that. I love coming to tournaments now, not working a job. I think the thing that I hated the most about traveling was I would always do, because I traveled so much, I would do this thing where I would go and I wouldn't take work off. And I'd just be like, I'll try to get work done while I was there.
Which sounds so awful.
Miserable.
Yeah.
I was just telling this story. The first summit I ever went to was Smash Summit 5. I went as Amsa's coach, and I worked, I was still working remote, and I didn't take off. So I was up at 6 a.m. from the hotel working on hotel Wi-Fi, and then I worked from the Summit house for another 3-4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what Zoo was doing. Zoo was on his.
Sounds
Zoo
awful.
showed up and worked on his laptop until
Every
maybe
time-
2 hours ago,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
such a bummer.
Yeah.
Risky, dude.
yeah.
For anyone who wants to go to tournaments, has a job, just take your time
Take the
off.
PTO. I
Take
took
the
3
time
days
off.
off this week.
Take the
Best
time off.
decision ever made.
Take the
If you
time
have
off.
the PTO, a lot of people don't even use the PTO day?
Don't take a red eye home if it's cross country. Just fly the next morning.
I got it. I'm taking a red eye tomorrow.
Okay, well,
No.
Yeah. Well, it's a weird thing because I just took the gig here at BTS, right? And it was a really hard decision for me in part because of that, because I like esports and I've been in esports for a while, but I also got out of it sort of specifically because, I don't know, esports is a weird thing in general, but also like I was killing myself at tournaments.
Yeah.
Because I would
Wait,
go.
you came back into esports then?
Yeah, I came back in.
I didn't really think about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
What was
'cause-
the last thing you did for
I was at Cheddar, doing, yeah.
But then what were you doing in between that?
I've just been in film school. And I've been doing stuff, you know, I've been working for PG Stats and I still do stuff for False Swipe and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's that's all on the side. I wasn't able to keep myself away. But doing a full-time esports gig again, it's a weird thing where you put your work where you love. I mean, I'm really happy to do it, but it was a hard, big decision that I only really made because I have like another thing in life keeping me going in film school and creative stuff, and like I actually like that this role, which is really cool. I have a lav mic. I'm good.
I didn't know. I was like,
Part-time, I suppose.
This for BTS? No, I'm full time.
You're full-time.
I'm full-time.
Okay, but
They
you're
were
still going to be going to film school.
So he's joining Mikey's team and Ken's team.
Yeah, I have the same title as Mikey.
Okay.
They were super cool about the fact that I'm gonna have classes next year. I have fewer classes because I'm doing my thesis.
Got it.
But it's an also forever remote position except for events like these, and they were just like, yeah, get your stuff done when you can and figure it out and just let us know when you're gonna be in class. But what I'm saying is like, I actually in the past 2 years, love film school, but it is really hard when your full-time job is make good art. Like, that's hard as shit.
Yeah.
And there's no metric for success, especially when you're trying to break into the industry, right? Trying to break into TV or something.
Yeah.
And this role is really awesome, and I get to do creative stuff, but also a lot of it is just paperwork and spreadsheets and stuff.
Right.
And I'm actually like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm good at that. Especially with esports, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I do that, and I'm like, I was so good at work today, and now I can go and have no idea whether I'm a good writer or not,
Right.
and just do
Yeah.
it.
Right.
I'm really excited for that.
I feel that.
Yeah.
everyone's killing it.
Yeah, which is really great.
I don't have a job anymore.
But you're still killing it. That doesn't mean you're not killing it.
Yeah, there you go.
Resounded that for that reason though, because I do think that it was easier to, like knowing that there's just a job that you know when you have a fucking day job, your boss tells you if you're fucking up, right?
Yep.
But it's a lot harder when it's just like, well, I don't know.
It's very subjective.
Yeah.
So subjective, yeah.
Yeah. Work to live, live to work.
Work to live, live to work, and live to love.
So true.
And love to
live,
smash.
laugh, love.
That's right. Super Smash Brother.
Oh,
Always
man.
comes back to smash.
All right, who's winning the event? Let's go in a circle.
Zain, all right, bye.
Zain.
Zane. Yeah, right?
You're just saying it because you play Marth. You're just saying it because you play Marth. You're just saying it because your name is
I get
Zain.
to
not saying
reap all the
because I play
benefits.
Marth.
Golden Guardian.
Yeah.
But we all mean it.
Yeah, he's
do all
got
mean
it. Only thing I could see is like J-Mook's getting a lot of good practice. That's not the only thing.
gotta
Leffen is a
get
good
the finals
shot.
again, though.
Huh?
Levin's got a good shot.
But Leffen I think has a pretty good matchup spread. But no, I mean if you're making a prediction, it's Zayn, right? It's got to be.
Yeah.
You're crazy if you say
I mean,
anything.
his biggest threats are what? Like
Leffen.
Leffen, Cody playing well, Mango playing super well.
And maybe like a really good plup, although Zayn's had his
yeah,
number
oh,
for
yeah.
a long time.
Or Lod comes in with a white coat and does the job.
Hey man, that's what you're here for.
Yeah, that's right.
You're a Lots coach?
I'm doing
I
what
think
I can. yeah.
Lotto's a really good like sleeper top 6 pick though.
I kind of think so too.
Like I think I would not be surprised to see him get top 8, and then like it would depend on the matchup he were to get.
Well, what do
But
you
he
think his
can make
bad
a
matchups
play.
are?
Well, so I'm assuming he'll go into the gauntlet most likely, right? Because he's in Zayn's pool,
Zayn's most likely to win
right?
his pool.
But he also won't. Like he will not get lower than 3rd. Like him versus None will be a really interesting 2-3. But like they also
They're the-
Dark Genix,
they're the
right?
8-9
So like,
seeds.
What do
So-
you think are his bad matchups? I'm curious.
I mean, H-Box is always tough,
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
but it's one that we've like talked about and are working on.
Yeah.
I've
But
been
if he
telling people
got-
I'm working on my puff, so playing as lame as possible.
Like let's say he gets this. Like let's say even if he loses to None and he drops into a gauntlet as a 3 seed, like he'll beat any 4 seed he plays, which would be like Mech,
Justin, Darkgenix.
Well, you won't get Darkgenix in the gauntlet because they'll play in pools.
Oh, they're in
I
pools.
think as long as he's like awake and alert, I think he's good on Falcon.
Yeah, that's why.
Falcon is tricky because you can so easily just lose as Peach versus Falcon. But if he's ready to go, I think he's good. I think the Sheiks can be hard.
That's the one that I see as one of his tougher matchups.
But he also feels very confident against Sheik.
Yeah,
right?
it's interesting because I think he's such a complete player. As like a player, not necessarily as Peach. He is a really good Peach too, but we've talked about this. He's just a genius player of the game and understanding things that I feel like his hard matchups very frequently just come down to like what are Peach's hard matchups.
Yeah.
But then it's weird because it's like
everyone at this tournament plays a hard matchup for Peach.
Yeah, but
the worst player here is, or not worst player, but worst character is like Peach or Falcon, depending on how you feel.
You mean Puff or Falcon? Yeah. Oh, you mean
No, I meant like in the character
tier
tier
in terms
list,
of people
right?
here. Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no mid tiers.
Yeah, there's no mid tiers.
There's no
Wow, there's
jank.
no mid-tier.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a top tier only summit.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's
Yeah.
great.
cool.
Fuck a mid tier, honestly.
Yeah. But in terms of players who are hardest for Laud, it's Zain, Leffen, Cody, Plup.
Zane's the real
H-box.
bugbear. Also.
So if he gets a
H-box.
2 seed coming out of a gauntlet, like if he makes it into winners, he'll have to get most likely like one of Leffen, H-box, or whoever wins, I guess, between J-Mook and Mango in that last
You
pool.
think Leffen's going to be a 2 seed?
No, I'm saying if Laud gets a 2 seed, he'll play a 1 seed in winners, which would be.
Leffen
he'd
is
have a
seeded to be a 2 seed, isn't he?
Leffen,
No, he's the first seed in his
No,
pool.
Leffen is
Is
a
he?
2 seed, yeah.
Really?
He is.
H-box is the 1 seed.
H-box
Wait, they're
is
in the
one
same
seed.
pool?
H-box and Leffen are 3 and 6.
Okay.
The
Actually,
seeding-
J-Mook is actually seeded higher than Leffen.
Leffen's
Right.
4th seed, and
Well, Leffen's 6th
No,
seed.
I was gonna say Mango and J-Mook are 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry,
J-Mook's 5, Leffen's 6.
Oh, that's what it is,
Let's
okay.
do this in order, right? It's Zain, Cody, H-box,
Yeah.
Mango, J-Mook, Leffen, Plup,
Yeah.
Laud.
yep,
None. After that, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Frenzy, Salt.
There's other people, Blue,
some
blah, blah, blah.
order.
World we live in.
Yeah.
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 No Ginge here. I'm surprised there's
No
no
Ginge.
Ginger.
Do you know why he didn't?
Yes.
So
He
he
didn't
was.
know.
So
Yeah.
KJH was gonna opt in for Summit,
Yeah.
and then Ginger came to him and was like, "Don't, because I'm gonna do it." And Clindy was like, "Okay, like sounds good." And then Ginger just like missed the deadline to opt
Yeah.
in.
Oh.
Yeah, it sucks. And he's on. I think he'll get into the next one, dude. His function run, that was so crazy,
He might
so
qualify for the
dominant.
next one.
Yeah, he
Right?
might. He was so
He was
dominant at
close.
function.
He got 9th at
He was
Genesis,
close.
right?
He beat Plup at Genesis.
Yeah, he just got really overshadowed because of J-Mook at Genesis.
Yeah.
But Ginger stock going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of always has been, right?
Yeah.
Just like steadily.
He had a little bit of a slump earlier this year.
Yeah.
Slumping?
He earlier this year, definitely not anymore.
It's been a short
He
year.
just like wasn't going up as much anymore. But he's looking like a potentially top 10 player now. It's funny, I was talking to Weed about this. Potential.
How many top 10 players do you think there are?
Like 16?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I was talking to Weed about this when we were talking about seeding for Genesis, because there was like Polish was the highest seeded Peach since Armada retired, you know, at a super major, and we were talking about like, yeah, Polish is a top 10 player, and he's like, well, Polish is a top 10 player over H-box because he beat H-box a couple times, or they. Sorry, I keep sorry, but because they beat H-box a couple times. So what does that mean now that H-box is camping them out? And that's just like a lot of that top 10 range, though, is like Ginger is like a top 10 player because he just won the function. But then
Yeah.
we
And
only
ninth
have
at
recency
Genesis.
based.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
still.
won one of the monitor tournaments recently too.
Oh,
Low
Say that
Tide,
like
Low Tide
monitor
City.
makes- Yeah.
Low Tide City. Sorry.
You say that like it makes it.
Well, it
No,
depends, it
I'm not
depends-
saying it's.
it depends on
That's
what
how
code
I
they
remember
run.
it. It's not
Okay,
saying.
okay.
I'm not trying to delegitimize the
Gotcha,
victor.
gotcha,
I'm just
gotcha.
saying like, it's one of those like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It was right on monitors.
Yeah, but Falco on monitors without lag fix.
Oh man.
Okay. All right.
Albert, the
That's
star
right.
of Melee Guesser.
The first Melee world champion.
Have you guys played Melee Guesser at
Played it
all?
once.
It's always Null and Kadoran.
Always null. Well, it's Zain a lot of the time.
If the Falco does something really unexpected, it's Mango. If the Falco does the crazy stuff, have you ever seen its Magi?
You know-
Mango and Magi are so.
If the Falco F smashes, it's Albert. That's the one I noticed.
I once-
F-Smash at 50, Albert, 100%.
I once figured out that the fox was Joey because I knew that the Falco was Mango.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Nice.
The ones that get me, getting Johnny's Falco is so cool. I love Johnny's Falco, and I've gotten it a few times, but I also just doubt it because I'm like, it's never Johnny's Falco. It has to be Albert or something. But then it is Johnny's Falco. His Falco is so cool.
You guys want to know the trick for identifying Kadoran? When he respawns off the Angel platform, never fast falls to the ground.
Really?
Yeah.
The thing with Zain,
Shouldn't be fastball.
You should?
Or do the little edge cancel.
That's how I knew it wasn't me. I was like, wait a second.
the thing with Zain is that he does pivot nairs once he kills someone.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, Zane's usually easy to recognize. It's hard when it's like a cookie cutter Marth combo, because it's like, that could be anyone.
Yeah,
Anyway.
those are the real
It's
tough
always-
ones.
Then it's always fucking Reed.
Oh yeah.
3 fucking people at
No,
Reed,
if
then
they
it's
do
fucking Reed.
I don't think I've ever missed a Reeve one. If they do something very unorthodox, I think it's usually a Reeve.
I missed it on myself.
Really?
Yeah, isn't
I
that
missed it
rough?
on you too. I was like, this is definitely
it
Rishi,
didn't look like me.
100%.
I saw a sick combo, like a sick fox combo, and I was one of the selections, and I was like, oh, I hope it's me.
It was Gio.
It was Gio.
It was Gio.
It might have been like,
I got one that had both hacks and hacks money as an option.
well, that's fucked.
I was
Interesting.
like, what is this?
Which one was it?
So it was hacks money.
Oh, you know
Oh,
what?
you've gotten it? I've never gotten one that was him.
I got Lod and Lod.
Really?
Spelled the same
Spelled-
way.
Oh,
no,
no.
capitalization the same?
Well, they're all caps on this
Oh,
website.
they are all
Capitalize
caps.
it.
Yeah.
Which is, so it's just a data cleaning issue.
I picked the wrong Lod.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I've gotten a single peach clip the entire time I did it.
Really?
Yeah.
don't
Have you
get
got?
clips at all.
Have you guys gotten any warm-up clips where they're just hand warming?
Yes, all the
Yeah.
time.
It's so annoying.
I walked past the other day and Spark and Dark Gen X, Dark Gen X and HBox were...
Spark Gen X,
Spark Gen X.
one might say.
HBox and Dark Gen X were doing it on stream, and they were like really stumped by a clip. And I walked by, I was like, "Are you kidding?" It was a Sheik beating up a fox in like just warm up and just down airing for no reason, and then did a runoff poof. And I'm like,
Spark?
come on,
Yeah.
Who else do you think it is?
That is insane that they, well, I don't know. HBox not getting that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more weirded out by Dark Gen X not getting
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Dude, the weirdest shit I've seen, like this, like the fucking X-Files level, like weirdest shit I've ever seen, was there was one where it was a sheep doing a reaction tech chase and they killed this fox,
It was Dreffen.
and it was.
Oh, it was true.
Whoa.
I was like, oh my.
That's wild.
God.
That's crazy.
That's weird.
The thing I always used to say about Dewan was that Dewan can reaction tech chase, but he gets bored. You can see sometimes when he's doing it, he'll do 2, and then he gets bored and he goes for a read.
Yeah.
He really used to do that
Well,
all the time.
I think for a lot of sheiks, you're just like, man, that was really hard. I got it, but oh no, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's scary sometimes. you
it
know?
is.
I did get a good Dreffen clip.
He did.
Yeah.
What was he doing?
He got a sick combo.
I got a Dreffen tech chase to death, so that's why I thought you were talking about it.
Yeah, that is some shit.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let someone else rotate in.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm just
Thank you for
out of
joining us,
gas.
Fendy.
Yeah, thank you.
Really, I don't know. You've been impressing all of us so much
Oh, thank you guys.
this weekend.
Having a blast.
I guess everyone at home knows how all of this ends.
Yeah.
I'm really curious. I'm more curious about Summit Islands.
Yeah. This
I'm a little bit. I am too.
It'll be fun.
Who do you think? Who do you think?
Laud's a good guess. Laud. I'll say Laud.
Yeah, I think Laud, Jmook, and Sora are the big
You don't
ones.
think Dark Gen X will make it?
Okay, I love Justin. I think he's talking a bit too much.
I had the same.
You know
vibe.
what I mean?
think they're gonna get him.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? You really too much.
Yeah.
Because they got Xbox, right?
Yeah, no, he's still in.
Oh,
He's
'cause
still
he-
in.
but
He
they
immunity'd.
tried
Yeah, that was for different things, though. That was the Bop It thing. But I think Justin's just talking a bit too much. I think
Does
that
he have an idol?
no, he used it
He used
already.
it.
The one idol left is with Laud. So,
So he has
Laud.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. That's a good pick.
Yeah. Oh, is my camera dead? Or did it just go to sleep? Let's check. Classic analog.
Classic, yeah.
Let me take the mic off.
Our audio might still be good.
battery power remaining.
All right.
This is a classic analog.
Thanks, guys. I'm down to party rock.
Yeah, give us 1 sec.
Okay.
I need to replace the battery.
Hey there. It's been a while. Zain here, saying hello to all you analogers, you fanalogs. I didn't remember it during the recording, but now I remember that is, of course, what we called you. A full 2.5 years almost. 2 years, 3 months, I think, since our last recording. Thank you guys so much for listening to this, if you are listening. I want to apologize to our audio-only listeners. I don't really know how many there are of you. I never really paid that much attention to that. But this episode's probably been a little bit rough for you. And I hope that if you have the means, you watch on YouTube, because it's nice to see us all sitting there at the Summit Studios anyways. And if you don't, then my sincerest apologies. This was actually shaping up to be a really, really smooth episode. And then when I went in to edit, I noticed that the camera left microphone, stage right microphone, aka the one that you have seen Cody and Toph speaking into, and which you'll see a few other people speaking into after this break, did not record any audio. Luckily, I always turn Rishi's lav up pretty high because he's a quiet man. And so you should still be able to hear their audio pretty well, I think. I think you probably hear it pretty well. There's probably just some overcompression and interesting background noise going on in there. But hopefully that just makes it feel like you're at the summit with us, listening to the controllers clacking and people popping off in the background, you know? That's all I can hope. Really, we were actually really close to pulling this off without a hitch, except for our classic camera running out of battery issue. I do have an AC adapter now. There were just no outlets near where we were set up. And yeah, you know what? I'll stop apologizing. It's our first episode in 2 years. We told you it'd be a little bit jank. I just really, really hoped that we were going to be able to keep it good. What else to say? You know, I'll say some of this at the end of the episode, but in case you turn it off early, no, this does not mean that we're back to releasing stuff every week or every month or anything. Rishi still has not found a place to move back to New York. Even if he does, who knows what that means for our upload frequency. We don't really know. We just knew we were both going to be at Summit. I have a job at Summit now, and we got the go-ahead to do this really cool roving sort of people come by thing that I think is really, really cool and led to a lot of really interesting conversations, and we really hope you all enjoy it as well. And yeah, so we just ran it, you know, and who knows what it means for the future, but it was a real fun time to do it again. Both of us have received so many messages from you in the past years, months, saying that you want us to bring the podcast back. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, really thank you. It never annoys, I think, either of us when we get one of those messages. It just makes us really proud of what we did. And you are definitely the reason why we did it again now. So maybe if you keep nagging us, we'll do another one randomly at another time. You know, I think that might just be the way of this podcast for eternity. We're never going to say we're done with the podcast. We're never going to cancel it until one of us dies. And I aim for it to be Rishi. Let me be clear. Yeah, but really, thank you guys so much for all your support over the years. It was a really nice trip down memory lane to do this again. I think we're both really proud of the episode and how it turned out. And I hope that all of the technical issues just make you remember why you watched us in the first place. I hope they're just reminders of what we bring. Yeah, keep sending us the love. Keep tweeting at us to do the podcast again, and we'll ignore you, and then maybe out of the blue we'll come out with another episode one day. Have no expectations, and then we'll always exceed them. I think that's sort of the motto for this podcast. There's only a little bit left because, of course, we went like an hour and a half in the first half, and we were really tired by the end, so I'm going to let you guys listen to the rest of it. It's, again, haphazard, and you'll see that we get kicked out of the studio, and poor Blue suffers the brunt of the audio issues that go on, but I hope you can hear them, and either way, just really thank you all for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I even enjoyed sitting here and tearing my hair out over audio issues, you know, felt like old times. Not looking forward to doing it again anytime soon, but for the moment, it was a nice time. All right. We love you all. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again whenever. Hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Bye.
All right. Welcome back, guys. In classic analog fashion, we talked too long, and the camera died. So.
And we took a break an hour and 25 minutes in instead of an hour in to our 2-hour episode.
Yep. So.
Very classic.
Yep. We swapped out our last couple guests for the Z boys.
Z.
We got Zain and Zaid. How's it going, guys?
What's up?
Nothing much. We're just, sitting here, vibing.
You guys got to play a lot of Melee today. You because you don't have anything else to do. You because you were snaked out by the blocking spiders.
The tribe.
The spiders.
Yeah,
yes.
the web. Yeah, caught in the web.
You'd think that's more of a snake sound.
They were trying to do the snake.
I'm the snake? That's messed up.
Spider versus snake. Oh no.
I was kind of relieved because I like that aspect of the idea of doing survivor and stuff, but I also just want to play Melee.
Fair enough.
Practice.
Well, you were just showing me your hand because you've been playing a lot today, right?
Can you see that? I'm the
Oh yeah, I can definitely say that. That's shiny.
Dude. Yeah, I got a big one here. This callus right here.
Oh my god.
That's where I'm holding the
I actually
controller.
have one in the same spot.
That's a tech
Really?
chasing
Oh,
callus.
dude, that's gang shit.
Yeah.
Callus gang.
Yeah, dude. Actually, callus gang.
How's the Melee been?
Good. Cody, Weapon, Salt, Mango. Other people I'm forgetting.
J-Mook? I saw you with J-Mook for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was yesterday.
That was good, yeah. You got playing way better than you did in the Genesis set. Like,
That's exciting.
yeah, I think for him, when he played me in tournament, it was more like it didn't feel like he stuck to a concrete game plan, and he was more just trying to move.
Oh,
and
interesting.
play for the crowd.
Yeah.
Which was probably working for his other
It was
sets.
working for like none, right? Because
Yeah.
none is also a crowd pleaser.
Yeah,
so it's like
true.
it's a battle between those two.
Yeah.
But I play with a very concrete game plan in most matchups, and when we played friendlies, it was like way different.
Does the crowd ever affect you?
If it's like a non-stage match, like in pools or something, where I can hear it right in my ear, or like people are like close. One time I played Michael, I think in like
Yeah.
I can't remember which tournament it was, but like
Not full bloom.
it wasn't full. I have played my full bloom, but this was another tournament, and all of Chicago was just like behind me, like real close, and I just need headphones for like those types of settings.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
The crowd pleasing vibe is real. You can feel like when you're winning a little too much and your hubris comes out, especially when all these people are
That
watching.
happens to me all the time. Yeah.
Look, if you ever watch DreamHack Atlanta, when I was up 2-0 against Face Roll, and I go for like a poof, and
I know
when I'm
exactly
winning,
what you're talking about.
I got reverse 3-0'd.
Oh my god.
Griffin went on to win the entire tournament
Yep.
over Mita King.
Yep, I know
One
what
of
you're
the
talking
most
about.
devastating losses I've ever seen.
That's insane.
All because of my hubris.
You know what's cool though is I think people finally understand that you are the cool man.
What?
You're the cool man.
Okay,
Yeah,
people
only
used
real-
to
only real ones
think of you as
understand.
being very lame. Even when you
Yeah.
dropped hyperactive, people thought you were lame, and
Yeah,
now I
that's
think
true.
people are like, he's the cool boy who does the poof.
That's nice. I like to think.
Right? I think
I
that
got
people
some-
think of
I got
Spark
some
that
cool
way now.
moments.
I mean, you're no J-Mook.
Yeah,
But-
that guy's the goat.
That guy is a good.
Who else is the goat?
H
Who
God.
else is the goat?
There are a lot of goats.
Mango's my goat.
Right.
Yeah.
Mango's my goat.
Yeah.
Cal's gang.
Yeah.
Is Mango Callus? Oh, you're saying because you? I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Maybe he's Callus
Gang.
Gang too.
Mango Gang.
I want to ask you because we were talking to, we had Toph and Fendy here, and we were talking like who's gonna win the tournament, and we were all like Zain. We all thought, and you know, you're expected. You've been on a run. Who do you think? Who do you think is your biggest challenger? Because we had a lot of differing things to say about that.
I want to point out, I remember on Reddit years back, someone asked Armada this question. He refused to answer. So, are you going to answer or no?
Yeah, I'll answer.
That's why he's the GOAT.
He's a goat.
He refused to answer who his biggest challenges are.
Like who we thought could threaten him in bracket, basically.
I mean, I feel like most people can just like figure that out from watching. Like,
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to say.
Mango, for sure. I haven't played Club in a while, so it's a little question mark. I feel really hot for Rishi.
I think the last time you guys played was the last summit where he said the port priority thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you
Inspired
think
that awesome sauce video.
Do you think Mango's playing up to par right now?
Yeah, but you know the thing is, like when I played Matt Pound, I thought he was playing up to par.
Yeah, right.
And, so I think it's a mental thing. Like, is he gonna come in with?
Yeah.
It's a funny dynamic we have now where you as the number one are like, you're the biggest Mango believer. You're the one who's always like, that guy could fuck me up anytime.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the friendlies we play are so like back and forth. Like I'm not gonna lie about it, you know. Like,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, we can see right now he's playing sweaty games with Lod.
A lot,
Yeah.
Yeah, they are playing sweaty games.
Oh my god.
Is he winning on FD right now?
Yeah, he's making up for the crew battle. If he force knocks him, we can retroactively change the crew battle. Oh, never mind. Oh.
Okay.
Still winning by a significant amount on FD. It's pretty
That's
impressive.
the Wally. It's not.
Falco, amazing on FD.
Yeah?
Yeah. In general.
Pretty hard. Yeah.
I think he probably beats Marth.
You think so?
Yeah.
I can't tell if you're memeing.
Do you know how hard Falco combos Marth on FD?
Oh, I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think the vibes are there. We just gotta see it in action.
Yeah.
The thing about Melee is everyone says this about this matchup, this about that matchup, and you see it change instantly.
Yeah.
And then everyone says the other thing, the opposite.
It's just vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just vibes.
It's just
True.
vibes.
Melee is so deep that the good vibes are there.
It's a circle.
Because-
You just have to make your way back around to the good vibes.
Yeah, and it goes in circles.
Yeah.
That's why it's cool.
Bad vibes always lead to good vibes.
I'm a big fan. That's kind of why, like, I feel like it's a one-character game a lot of the time where I'm like, you know, I always could have done something better with Sheik, even though when some people tell me otherwise. I'm gonna be honest, I look at like Smash 4 and I'm like, yeah, you just play a different character. That
You
makes
know
sense.
there's a new game out now.
Yeah.
No, like, yeah, I think Ultimate also similar. It's like, you pick Cloud or something against Minecraft Steve. I don't know.
I was talking about this actually.
I don't know if that's a good matchup.
I just named two characters who I know are in.
We know all about the characters. Zain was there when I did the. I was trying to name him the
You're
ultimate.
trying to name them all.
Richter was really hard.
Dude, Richter.
You got Simon though?
I got
Dude,
Simon.
But you didn't get Richter?
I couldn't remember his
That's
name.
crazy.
What did
He's
I
just
say?
the more
He
handsome
referred to
version.
Byleth as Billie Eilish.
Yeah, something with a B
That's
and-
not that far.
Yeah, I was impressed. I actually gave him the point. I was like, you
I
know,
think that should count.
Wait, you were the one who was doing this?
I was the ref. Yeah.
Oh,
What
yeah.
was this for?
The stream. You know?
I don't know. I was just there.
I'm
We
trying to
played
how
some
long
friendlies,
it
and he's like, "Do you want to help me with this?" And I'm like, "All
Yeah,
right."
fair enough,
I got
fair
no
enough.
strength. I'll be real.
I
I
think
had
it took
nothing
like
to
2
do today.
hours or something.
To name all of them?
hours.
Oh, was it like a
Hard, man.
Sparkle quiz or something? Or are you just naming them down?
I just had a spreadsheet.
Okay.
And,
That's crazy.
yeah.
And then
Oh,
in
Piranha-
Leffen fashion,
Piranha
Leffen tuned in, and he was just like, "I could do this in 10 minutes."
He did not. He
Yeah.
gave me like 20 subs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did some shit like that at main stage for Panda, and those kids, some of them got it like in under 10 minutes. That was the amount of time we
Love that
gave.
game.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. We were talking about this earlier, actually. I was at lunch with Bonfire 10, Tori, and two Summit people or two guys who are like helping out Summit. They're just here contracting, working in the control room, and they're more Ultimate guys. And they were talking, one of them was like, yeah, the thing I like about Melee, though, is you only need to know a few matchups, and then like after that, sure, there's mid-tiers and stuff, but in Ultimate, oh my god, there's so many matchups you need to know just to play the game. And Tori was like, no, there's 30 different Foxes play 30 different ways. It's still so different.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case for Ultimate or not.
I guess it's not, but it was still an interesting take.
That is a point, but I do think Melee is so punish game based also, and it feels a lot more consistent because at the end of the day, for the most part, you can combo Fox the same way, no matter who they are. Obviously, they can DI differently, they can SDI differently.
a good point.
But you know, the vibes are there. But like with Ultimate, like it feels a little, at least in my eyes, I feel like it's kind of. It must be annoying to like pull up to this major and you're like, wow, the hero matchup or the Minecraft Steve.
How fast
matchup.
can you read all 4 hero spells?
Yeah,
You
you,
know
have to
what-
read the spells.
One of the
I
strats
didn't
at some
even know
point.
he had spells.
One of the.
I thought
Do
he
you know
said
how
a
hero?
sword.
You don't know how hero works?
He one hits, right?
Dude, Hero.
That's one of the things he
Hero's
does.
down B summons a menu of 4 random spells, and he picks one.
That's garbage.
4 of like 19.
I
so
played
he has
against Apology
19,
Man's
19 down Bs.
Hero, and yeah, Vinith's Hero is very disturbing.
When you're so here,
That's such a
I used
perfect
to play.
character for him.
Yeah.
I used to play some Hero, and what you would do if you're up a stock and you're next to your opponent, you down B, you mash first spell. Whatever
Yeah,
the
you
first
just
spell
don't
is,
look.
you rock it.
Yeah.
Because they can't react to what you're doing.
And there's one spell called Kamikaze that blows you up, and it kills at like 15%. It's like a rest basically.
and you can't shield
and
it.
you can't shield it.
Does anyone play Hero?
Not really, because he's a garbage character in every other regard.
Yeah.
He's extremely slow, extremely floaty. He has terrible frame data.
I will say the depth of expression in Ultimate with each character is less than Melee, just because of the movement options. There's not as many movement options, but if you're a player who's like really good at ledge trapping, you have a really good understanding of neutral, you can pretty much pick up a new character in like 2 weeks and play that character.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's why MKLeo can do that.
Yeah, that's
or
why he
Tweak
plays
can do
Billie
that.
Eilish, even though they tell me Billie Eilish is like mid-tier or something.
Yeah, they don't think that anymore, but they're definitely not top.
But you can win a major with a mid tier and
Yeah.
another mid tier.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which you can't do in Melee. Like, or you'd have to have like a really lucky bracket.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, I hate this.
I heard some people saying that there's this theory that like AMSA would maybe not win a major, but AMSA would be able to at least like improve his placements if he didn't play friendlies.
I mean, maybe.
Because he has a history of fucking everyone up the first 2 days of Summit. It's like a consistent thing with him that he fucks everyone up the first 2 days
So
of Summit,
deeply honorable.
and then he loses in bracket.
I see.
Damn.
I feel like I don't play Amsa that many vendors. But
I don't know if Yoshi's one of those matchups. I think like Toph is one of those matchups.
Sure.
it's like because of Slippy, I just like before I like at Genesis when I did play Amsa, I was playing Musings, I was playing Lex, I was playing but yeah, I just like I had all the resources to prep, you know.
That's so interesting. You are so different from so many top players in that you see a bracket match projected and you're like, time to grind it.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are just like, don't tell me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you,
Ed is like that. None.
Yeah,
On his way to his fucking 5th place, he had no idea who he was playing.
yeah, I get how that would like relieve some of like the mental wear. Like,
Well, sometimes for me, like I can focus too much on a specific matchup.
sure.
And like if you're only focusing on that first match, you're not prepared for what comes
I've
after.
definitely fallen into that trap where like in one of LACS where I knew I had to play LOD and I just played Nico for like a day. And then I played Mango at one point and I was like, shit. I was like,
Yeah.
I forgot how to play against Valka.
Yeah.
Not forgot, but it just wasn't like warm.
Like,
Yeah.
what if you assumed you're gonna win your first match? Would you then spend all your time prepping for the second match? You know?
I think for majors, you just have to like eat the spread.
Yeah, exactly.
But like if it's a weirder matchup, like Yoshi, or
Yeah,
Pichu,
sure.
then some emphasis.
Yeah.
Put into that, yeah.
Do you like to know
Like to know what?
your opponent before
you're
you
gonna
play?
play.
Oh yeah, I always look it up. I feel like it's weird to like just not look at the bracket.
Yeah.
I get that it can like make you less stressed.
Yeah.
But like I understand that like maybe like because at the end of the day when you're at a tournament, it's for the most part like there's not too much you can do to control the result. It's all the other days when you are preparing.
Yeah.
So I get that like if you're just not stressed, you're more likely to perform your best. But there in a game like Melee where it's so like I don't know what the word is, athletic, where like you literally have to like make sure your hands are warm,
Yeah.
make sure like your punish game is on point against this specific character.
Yeah.
And like all this stuff, warming up is very real. And so like warming up in a specific matchup is also very real. So
Yeah.
there's a trade-off, I think. And it's just about what you value. I personally think it's silly to not even look at the bracket.
Sure.
You could at least look at the bracket, be like, it is a Peach player, look up some Peach stuff, or like think about some stuff about Peach that like is that you know is good, and Yeah, I think at the very least I would always do that.
It's such a sliding scale because you two are both prepping before the tournament. I think most top players are on the level where maybe they prep a little bit before, but mostly they look at their bracket when they're at the tournament and then they find.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think a lot of them. I don't know.
Look at the day gets posted.
Huh? The day gets posted.
I definitely.
I'll look.
I feel like, I mean, it could be selection bias, but I feel like I mostly hear people looking at the bracket.
Really?
Yeah.
Days before? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. The ones all the way at the other end are none in Axe. Axe very much never likes to look at his bracket.
Damn.
Yeah, he gets annoyed if you tell him.
What's interesting about him too is he also doesn't play that much on the day of a tournament. He's, I remember, like I've asked him a couple times, like, you want to play? He's like, no, I think I'm like ready to go into my tournament set. And he's just kind of like chilling.
Yeah.
And then when the tournament set starts, he's there, 100%.
He figured out what worked for him. I mean, back when he won Summit, I did an interview with him right before that, and he was like, or maybe it was right after, I don't know. But he was like, yeah, I won because I played Roy versus Ness with Vector Man. Like, that's what I need to do.
That's what he's been doing behind us. I mean,
he's playing against Brandon. They're playing serious.
Earlier, I saw him like playing Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I did just see. That's actually the first Pikachu I've seen all weekend. I've seen him play every other character.
I said Roy versus Ness, and Zain like had to compute for a second.
I do think there's something to be said about prioritizing making your mood good above everything else.
Sure.
And if you feel, and honestly, it also varies character to character. Like, we're not gonna pretend like Puff and Fox in terms of like execution wise is like, you know, the same. So so I think it varies on those factors from a character level, but also a person level.
I feel like I relax. Like, Melee's all business for me. Like, when I'm at the tournament, I'm like, I gotta prep and stuff. But like, when I'm at my hotel room and stuff, I have like a nice sitcom that I want to watch.
For sure.
A movie that I like. And
yeah.
That's how I want to wind. Music before, and I feel like the external things like that.
Now, when you guys are at tournaments, or like prepping for tournaments, for me, what I've noticed is like there's a lot of external factors that I'm kind of afraid are gonna mess with how I'm feeling. So what I end up doing is I kind of like tune as much out as possible or mute my emotions in a way that kind of like suppresses all that stuff. But I also feel like that kind of suppresses the good stuff too. So how do you guys deal with that kind of stuff? Like, are you trying to suppress it, or are you trying to like take it and like let it go and like not let it affect what you're doing?
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up. When I would compete at my parents' place, like for like SELs and stuff.
Yeah, on Flippy.
My dad would be like, "Daniel, why are you so serious?"
Yeah.
It's just like, because I'm just like sitting there like waiting for my like DoorDash, or like I order like a acai or whatever, and I'm just sitting there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Are you okay?" And
Oh
I'm like,
my God.
And then I'll get out of it. I'm like, no, I'm just competing today, and like, I think actually having my family like around is like. I think I did well in those settings a lot because
Helps check you.
Yeah, and then like I'd come upstairs and if I lose or something, I'm just like, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Like, but it's weird. It's still hard for me to find the balance, honestly. Because I think I used to be way too serious.
I'm finding too that too far in that direction, I think it actually takes too much energy out of you to actively suppress everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, I know the school of thought where it's like, you're nervous, channel that nervous energy into excitement, and that's like easier is what I've heard, to redirect rather than to suppress.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about that. At the end of the day, I kind of feel like, bro, if my text chases are good, it's lit. It's fine.
It's about the vibes, yeah.
It's the vibes.
Yeah, the vibes are
it's
on.
all the vibes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the classic example of that sort of thing is, Cody at Summit 9, right? Summit 9 was the one where he had fucking terrible first 2 days, and then he was like, I'm going to get a little bit drunk, and then he popped off and beat HBox.
Yeah.
And that was also a funny one, because everyone who knew Cody, it was like, that's exactly what you should do. Yep, you should definitely get a little drunk.
Yeah.
You're a little too tightly wound right now.
I'm so bad if I take like even a shot.
Yeah, me too. I'm garbage.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
But I love doing it. I love money.
It's every 1 in 20 times when I play drunk, I'm the best player in the entire world, and the other 19 times I'm fucking garbage.
Some of my best Melee has been played the day after heavy drinking.
Really?
That is my absolute worst
And
every time.
You know why? It's because it's on like the when like your hangover starts to kind of plateau a little bit, and you don't feel like nauseated or anything, but you feel like your brain is only allowing you to focus on one thing at a time because you physically can't do anything else, and the only thing is melee.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, 100% of my brain is melee. The rest of it, there's no options.
You know who else talks about that? It's none.
Really?
It's like my best friends are when I'm hungover as shit.
Yeah, I talked to none.
Yeah. If I drink, even if I get buzzed the night before, I feel like next day I'm like, I can't tech chase.
Well, it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Because that sweet spot of being hungover lasts for what, like 20 minutes?
I don't even know the sweet spot that you're talking about, to be
I feel like
honest.
the risk reward is just not worth it at any
You're
tournament
talking about
setting.
one time and making it
Maybe
a
2 times, yeah.
big thing. Oh, the classic 2 time.
I've read your article about like, what was it called? Preparations burden. You know how I'm a sick nerd. I got my big headphone set up. I got my wires, my million wires. I plug it in.
Classic
and
nerd.
I have learned recently that like doing that it literally takes some sort of toll to like bust out the big ball of wires, unplug the shit, plug in the shit. It's a lot more elegant to just plop your ass down and play. And sometimes, like, I'll be like, okay, I know the people here aren't really gonna yell, and then I'm like, okay, this matchup is tough or something. It's like, it's not a matchup where the audio cues are very important. I'll just sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I'm just gonna plop my ass down and play.
Turn the volume up.
Yeah, turn the volume up, it's fine.
You know what I do sometimes too is I'll put on noise canceling headphones, knowing that it's not gonna tune everything out, but it's just like, it's like a step you can take. Simple. You're not that stressed about the audio. You just turn the CRT volume up.
Just the half measure puts you in the right
You
place.
can still hear it. You're a little bit focused.
Yeah,
you know?
I know what you mean.
That makes sense. Yeah. I think a lot of factors a lot of people don't think about, but I think they're very real. But so I guess the saving grace is it's hard not to get overwhelmed by all these tiny little things, but like at the end of the day, if you just like get better at the game, it's fine. Like even if your floor is like
one thing that's interesting that I've noticed, and I'm sure you guys, it sounds obvious if you say it, but like the more logically you can think through like the steps of a game plan, the less everything else matters. Because it's like if you just know what the good things are in a matchup and you just know to do those things whether you feel like crap or feel good, it's like, well, I know that this option's good at this particular situation, right?
I felt that way a lot yesterday, honestly. Like I've had a hard time with Peach for quite a while, and I think a big reason is because, like, I guess now after like actually looking at it is because like I didn't full hop too much, and I would fast fall my aerials way too often, and I fixed both of those things, and I kind of understand the RPS tree against Peach, and I was feeling very fatigued. So I played a lot with Lud, and so and I feel like I was still able to understand everything that was going on and hold my own pretty well because, and I was like, wow, usually when I feel like shit, like it's fucked and it's like it all goes downhill. But it's okay because even though I feel like shit, I know exactly what happened and I know exactly I got hit by this.
Yeah.
But you know, if I just did that, then the vibes are chill.
Yeah. The vibes are chill.
Yeah.
I don't want to push you guys off, but I do want to get Blue and Frenzy on before we end because I want to highlight them a little bit, give them a chance to talk. So I'm going to ask both of you the same question. You go first. Who's going to win the tournament and who's going to win Smashers Council? Smashers Island.
What the fuck is Smashers Council?
Survivor.
Are you kidding me?
It's that.
You have been in the fucking vortex the entire day.
Dude, I'm going sicko mode, dude. I don't know. Like I don't know what they're voting. I don't.
That is sports.
That's
Zain.
not.
What is it?
That is a different.
Cincinnati, man.
That is athletic sports.
It's sports.
Like not the way you were saying melee is athletic. That's they're jumping.
That's
you see?
basketball.
Yeah. Who's winning the tournament, Zaid?
Alright. If I were a betting man, I would say ya boy. I think my man's is too goated versus Sheik right now. It's a little crazy. I think the vibes are all on with him.
On?
Yeah, I think they're all on. Like every single one.
On in a good way.
And I definitely think it's possible for like people like Plup. I think Plup, like, I get some Doomer energy vibes from him with Sheik specifically sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's J-Book's beautiful run changed his mind. I don't know.
Soothsayer. You need to be on Summit commentary. God. People don't know what they're missing.
Leffen, really good. Sheik as well. Probably the best in the biz, honestly.
Okay,
Against Marth, yeah.
Since you don't know what the fuck Smashers Island is, I'll rephrase it because it's basically the same question. Who has the best vibes of the 16?
Who's out already?
Man.
Like, I know Mech got voted.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe check.
You have the worst
Mech is
vibes,
out.
yeah.
Say it, and I'll tell you if they're out.
Okay, Mech is out. Frenzy?
Frenzy's out.
Frenzy's out. Mango?
Out.
Zain?
Shit. Maybe
Your
it's not.
vibes are off.
Maybe it's not a good vibe check.
Yeah.
So,
Or maybe who has the least vibes?
Who's
'Cause
the least vibes?
Apparently the guys with the most vibes are
Yeah.
out.
is it like in Mafia how like the most polarizing personalities always get voted off because everyone's suspicious of them?
That might end up happening.
So I'm not trying to sit on here and be like, this is the most bland person.
Who's the middle of the path vibes? Who is the platonic ideal vibes?
Don't make me do this thing.
Oh, fucking hell.
Who's gonna win Smashers Council? Maybe I'll just pull a name out of a hat. I forgot who is here. All right, J-Muck's gonna win.
There we go. Thank
love
you.
James.
Thank
All
you.
right, cool. we
What
got
do
an
you think?
answer.
Who's winning the tournament?
I mean,
Yeah,
I do hate that question.
Yeah,
but
that is a
I
dumb
believe
question.
myself,
Yeah,
so.
I shouldn't ask you that.
But for Smashers Council?
Smashers Island, I think.
Island, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess this doesn't matter. I have secret intel.
We talked about the secret intel
We
already.
did talk about it on the podcast,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's okay for me to.
We said it.
As long as
you can say it. You can say it. Just say it quiet.
That's a popular answer.
Yeah.
He said Laud because Zain, when he got eliminated first, got an immunity idol, which he passed to
I
Laud.
gave him one
Oh shit.
goodnight kiss as I passed away.
Dude, I need to watch Survivor. I don't understand this shit. Like,
I don't watch Survivor. I get it.
alright.
Vibes are off.
That was
nice.
cold.
Must be nice, dude.
All right. Thank you guys for coming on the podcast.
On that
I'll let
note,
you guys
yeah,
go.
appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Where's big man? Oh, Blue. You want to get on? And hey, can you actually do me a favor? Can you go get the big man Elliot Frenzy and get him to come as well? Because he wanted to hop on.
I got it.
Thank you.
Frenzy. Okay.
All right, yeah, these are our last two guests for the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the shuttle comes soon. Might have to like speed run a little.
We are gonna be done anyways. Like, how soon is soon?
For the shuttle.
9:51.
It's coming at 10.
I believe so.
Is that
Great.
the last shuttle?
We'll close it out with.
so.
We'll close it out with y'all.
Okay.
It'll be good.
Awesome.
It'll be good vibes. Come here, Frenzy. Sit down. Hold the mic. Hold it up. No, we're doing both of you.
Okay,
We
We
have
got
the
two
capacity,
mics.
and I
Just
think
keep it close to your
he was
mouth.
saying, he was saying that the shuttle is coming soon. So, guys, how did you feel about getting totally fucked over by being forced to play a cracked team of Salt, who's apparently a team's god, and then just getting destroyed for it with no recompense? That was awful.
Definitely didn't feel good.
When you put it that way,
How did this horrible event feel?
I was having a positive outlook on the matches. But now that you say it like that.
yeah.
I had a blast. Sucks to lose. Sucks to let the tribe down, especially in the game of Survivor. But like, you just can't not respect like the level of play that like these players have to offer.
Yeah.
Even just from like any point of like skill point, you know. And
We're talking about Survivor here. We're talking about Smashers Island. That level of
yeah,
play.
of course. Yeah. The real game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt betrayed by Leffen, honestly. Like, being like, I don't want to do doubles. Like,
That
I'm
was
literally a doubles
crazy.
god. Like,
Yeah,
what the hell?
that was crazy that he
You
did
know?
that.
Yeah.
I wanted
So
him to
weird.
go home there. That was insane.
I mean, he got out the next round he could, right?
Yeah.
That, he put the nail in his own coffin
Yeah.
there, I think.
I know. Like the agenda of him playing doubles was more so we could like win the challenge. So like,
And then he dipped out.
Leffen's historically always been just like an amazing teams player in
Yeah.
general, and like it's
Yeah.
always just fun to watch him play.
Yeah, totally.
Like I said, we do have limited time because the shuttle is coming, so I'm going to direct this a little bit more. I heard you talking to Leffen earlier, talking about basically like aspirations, right, of like what you want to do with Smash and stuff, and you are also here and able to build on your career, right, which is just starting out. So I just want to know for both of you, like what it means to be here. For you, people have been angling for you to be here for a pretty long time, honestly, too.
Yeah.
Just what it means to be here, what you're looking forward to using Summit to do going forward, et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, for me, it's mainly about exposure. Like, I think I've been at this sort of like top 50, top 30 level for a while, just not really had the chance to show it, you know?
Yeah.
And an event like this, you get so much opportunity, you know, like the round robin format and then Gauntlet and, you know, all these side events. So you really get to show off like how good you are to, you know, a lot of people. And yeah, it's just mainly about that, honestly. I've been trying to really push my Metify as well. So Metify at Frenzy. So yeah, I've been trying to get a lot more people on there. But yeah, I'll let Blue go ahead.
Great. No doubt your greatness, friends.
What about you?
I'm still like trying to find like the actual emotions or like words I want to describe the feeling to be here. It's
Yeah.
like, not to be like self-deprecating, but there's like a lot of like imposter syndrome. There's a lot of just like real anxiety and like pressure that like just historically, you know, Summit has been just like the premier event of like the best players the best players in the world, or like people get voted in as well.
Yeah.
Like and like in this Summit especially, it's a little different compared to some like the past summits. But,
Yeah.
like, I'm so grateful to be here, and like obviously like I just want to become like a better player and just like learn and just like get to experience something like this and like level up my game. But like I also like I want to talk. I'm a TO in the Midwest,
right?
As well as like playing, and it's like I had quite a few like questions, like advice, like I want to ask them like the Summit team.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I want to learn both like in and out of the game. Like if I could just like somehow do like a few big little things, anything, just like make my community better as well.
Yeah.
I want to like take that knowledge from them and like try to like put it back into the scene.
Yeah, I think we're in a pretty golden age for TOing right now. You know, I'm from Tri-State, and so just seeing what Nico and being part of the NYC Melee team, like, I'm sort of flabbergasted by how quickly we've managed to build it up and like make Nightclub happen and make Function happen. So,
And shout outs to like the New York and just in general like that east, like that area scene as well, just for showing up as well.
Yeah, it's cool.
Attendance has been looking amazing for like especially regionals, like people like Cody, Aklo.
Yep.
Function was huge, you know. Like it's awesome to like. Because always had that big scare, like getting back into the swing of things from COVID. It's like how, especially, and online's amazing too. You know, people love online. Like it's a great resource.
Yeah.
There's always that fear, like, can my event do well? Like, can we still like grow? Like, will LAN tournaments still be a thing? But, like,
it's cool that you came though with the intent to grow as a TO as well. I do want to just say though, because I get the imposter syndrome, very much so. Literally everyone I've talked to about you has been like, Blue is fucking cool. Like I met him. I was talking to Webb since you guys rode over from the airport together. He's like, Blue is really cool. I like him.
Look up to the guy a lot.
Yeah, and he's also Midwest repping, so he's very happy for you, I think.
I was talking to Violence today, and he pointed out like, Summit is the perfect event for it to be whatever you want it to be. Like if you're looking for a vacation, if you're looking to grind all weekend, if you're looking to socialize or just enter a good tournament, any of those things you can get out of Summit. You just have to know that that's what you want, and then you just make it happen. You know, you got a lot of flexibility. There's a reason why Summit is still around and why all the players speak so highly of it, right?
Yeah.
It's the premium tournament experience.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's full.
It's been nothing but wonderful.
Great.
Like any form of like anxiety or just like fear I had coming in here, it instantly gets washed away.
Good.
Everyone, so kind, so like welcoming. It's so just, it's insane.
We had a fun experience last night filming the skit at the house.
Went late, right?
Yeah.
I even left early.
You got to sneak out, but you guys will learn more about
You're
that.
in the opening skit, right?
Yeah. I don't think if they've shown that yet, have they? Or
I don't think any skits have run
Did
yet.
they not show like the Lord of the Flies one? Oh, interesting. I mean,
they're probably still
no spoilers. This will come out afterwards.
They're still editing.
They're probably still editing. That's a fair point. Yeah. What about for you? Because you're both of you coming from regions that are thriving in certain ways, but also like a little bit removed from the main hubs of Melee activity.
Yeah.
There's a tradition of an EU representative coming, really now with Pipsqueak too, but also someone getting voted in. How's that affect your plans in terms of like this decision point? I know you're trying to figure out where you want to go with it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to see like how viable it is to come over and compete against all these people.
Yeah.
And like how far away I am, because there's only so much time you can dedicate to Melee, right? Before like life stuff gets in the way. So sometimes it feels like you gotta sort of speed up and make a decision. But so far as I've been playing and like the whole of this week so far, I've just really felt like I can actually hang with the people here, which has been really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was talking to Leffen a lot, and we were sort of talking about how he made it, because he's been on a similar journey. He was in Europe, same with Armada. and then they get good enough to come over and pursue it full time. And like that's my goal at the moment. But obviously, there's been a lot of stuff around the Twitter sphere and all of that around like prize pools and Smash players sustaining themselves. And it's just very complicated, especially when you're in another continent, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think a lot of the Europeans, really want to see someone like one of them at Summit. Like we always get Leffen, but Pipsqueak last time, me this time. Hopefully, I think we're trying to get Solo Battle next time. So I think
get who out?
Solo Battle.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Which I think a lot of Americans would want as well, right?
Solo Battle is filthy.
But you guys are having a cool little renaissance over there too. I had to say like it was an obligation, but I learned a decent amount about the current state of EU more than I knew too, because I helped with the PGR contenders for EU, and I wrote the blurbs for like Raul, and did I write for Max? I don't know, but I was researching. I mean, like Kingu, Max, like you have all these rising young people who are starting to be really strong players.
Yeah, in like 2 years, I think Europe's going to have a lot of top 100 contenders. Like even now, I think we have a few, but I think in 2 years, especially with Slippy, this is one of the main things I disagree with Leffen on is he thinks that Slippy's been better for America.
Yeah.
But I actually think it's been really good for Europe. Like outside of like him.
I was gonna ask that actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so many matchups like I didn't get to play before. Like Toph especially, Peach. My practice for Triff before Slippy came out was like I play him once every 3 months at a European major. That's it. And now it's like I can just play any Peach main. Like.
Oh shit, the shuttle's leaving. So okay, last question for Blue, and then we'll do our little wrap-up thing. We just talked about young players, and you're 20, right?
I'm 20.
Yes. When did you get into Melee? How'd you get into it? What do you think is up with like young players coming up?
Literally one night, like I was like 15, I think. I just saw some like top 10 Falcon Punch video.
Yeah.
It's just like classic. Just
That's
like,
sick.
Whoa, this is insane. My first tournament was in July of 2018.
Yeah.
I kind of just like watched and then started like I had like a CRT in my house and like non-modded GameCube Melee. I think I just like move around with. But like I started like competing in like late 2018, and like I've traveled like a lot, especially like in like the Midwest. Shout outs to the summer.
Is that Fendy?
That is Fendy singing closing time. Finish your thought.
Newer players. I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, I would just go to school, come home, and like I don't know, play Xbox. I do something, and like I think it's cool that like
now it's Slippy.
Now you can go home and play Slippy. That is so fucking mind blowing.
I just see so many new kids pop up in like the Indiana Discord, or some other Midwest Discord, and they're like 15, 16, and I'm like, why aren't you playing like a normal game? Like when I was 16, I was playing like Call of Duty or something,
Yeah.
I know it's so cool because like these kids are so talented and they're so just like they're willing to learn and like putting the time and the discipline and work to like be great at something that they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just so inspiring.
Yeah.
As Zaid would say, the vibes are good. They're cutting us off. As we said, this would be scuffed. I just want to say to everyone watching, thank you so much for watching again. We know it's been 2.5 years. It's really good to be back. It's a very typical thing for us, and we can't promise that we'll be back with more frequency. You know better than to expect that from us, but it was really good to be back this one time, and who knows what the future holds.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you for having me. It was
wonderful. Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Great questions.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say? Last words? I dominated that last little bit.
Nope, I think you nailed it.
You're tired as well.
Yeah, I'm tired.
We gotta fucking go.
Oh my god.
Fuck off. I hate this motherfucker.
All right.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Love you. I'll be done in 5 minutes if you want. Do you mind? Thank you.